Got a notification on Twitter.
I need the key from Instagram.
Oh shit.
There we are, boys, right on Twitter. Welcome, everybody that's tuning in. We're getting set up over here at the AgriVision equipment auction that we teased you about. What was that, Wednesday night, Tuesday night? You guys were practicing?
Yes, that's right.
All right. Just getting set up here live from the auction trailer. We're going to be about 10, 15 minutes ahead of the sale all day. So that way, if you are interested in bidding on something, we can give you a little bit of a preview, and you can head over to AgriVision Equip Auction or Equifax. Not Equifax, that's the credit card company.
Equipmentfacts.com.
That's the credit score company. So we're going to get up here and parked, and we can start chatting about some of these few items that are going to get started here.
And if you guys see it in the chat, you should let me bring this out. I'll bring you a QR code in the chat, and then you can.
I wonder if your fan works in front of your face there, Dave.
It probably does.
Okay, you needed the stream key, not the URL, right?
That's correct.
Copy. I'm gonna email that to you.
It's negative, Ghost Rider.
David.
Yep.
Going to WMG.
Twitter's good to go.
All right. I'm going to add this QR code to the top, and I'm guessing that will come in the chat. Give it a second. You emailed it to me, you say?
Yes.
Facebook is live. We have no comments yet, but it is good to go.
We have 16 people watching live, guys. There is 9 on Twitter. There is 2 on YouTube and 5 on Facebook right now.
I'm gonna try to scoot back just a touch. You scoot forward, that'd be good. There we go. This kind of sucks. I can't have my sunglasses on. I can't see the screens.
Yeah.
And now the glare's coming off. The sun's peeking out, coming off them tents. It's intense, as Tanner would say.
It's intense.
It's going to be out of tents here soon. We're going to get this auction rolling.
Okay, so if you look down this first line of equipment here, we moved, like I said, about 15 minutes ahead of where the actual live auction is going to be taking place. It is officially 10:31, so they've probably kicked that off now. If you
Uh-oh. Lost feed.
Come on, go. Yes.
And we're live.
And we're still there.
We're back.
All right. You should have us back. We still have 39 people online. We had a little glitch there. We are back.
That's why we test before the big pieces of equipment come up.
That's right.
It's been a morning of testing.
That's right. And I'm going to give you, look at this. Watch this. There is some equipment out there.
How do I share this on equipment facts?
That? Yes.
There we go. So what I was saying when we got cut off, Agrivision Equip auction, that will get you to wherever you can bid. Bidding will be. You can bid live in person.
What's that link there?
That's us.
Do you have a live auction link yet?
Yes. It is in the chat. Should be in the chat.
Okay.
Pinned.
I'll put her there.
I got no messages in the live chat.
Give me 1 second. It'll be
Facebook.
there.
What you are looking at, this is, like I said, we're about 15 minutes ahead of what's being sold. They're down there selling attachments at the moment. And the lone Gator, right? There's one Gator on this
No,
sale?
there's 3 Gators. There's a really nice one with an HVAC cab that's going really, really well on the pre-bidding. I think it was over 15,000. The other 2, I don't have the details in front of me. I think one was like a 2014, and they were pretty low yet, under $2,000. So
so we've got
some deals
attachments.
That's our topper, buddy.
Then we've got Gators, and then we've got a couple of what do you call them? Mid-sized tractors? What would those be?
Where are we at here?
Oh, I call them utility tractors.
Utility tractors.
No, those are those 155s, aren't they?
No.
Those things are.
Those aren't 155s,
aren't they?
Those are 155s. I'm talking about coming down the auction line.
Oh, yeah, acreage tractors.
Acreage tractors. Then we hit a couple of 3-point attachments, followed by your Lightning Stream fuel trailer, a couple of flatbed trailers, and we are now sitting in front of, like Dave's got the camera pointed at, the flatbed trailers and the skid loader. And
I tell you what, man, they have some. We did not talk about these tool trucks or these service trucks.
Yeah,
my
service
gosh,
trucks.
Every single one's got a crane on them. Tell you what, I could use one of those pulling an auger out of a combine.
Yeah.
Something heavy up out of those
pickups look like they're all Cummins powered.
I think we should buy one of those and wrap it in front. Then we can with the crane.
They didn't give us a step. You're right.
So if you look in the comments, you should see, at least on Facebook and on YouTube,
we get Instagram.
You should see that link. And I'm going to get Instagram going here in just 1 second. And it looks like to me, guys, that they are on lot 11. We're lot 11.
Whoa.
Oh.
That's you there, buddy.
There we go.
Yeah.
Should be able to hear out there. Skid steer conveyor bucket they're on right now. Deere SA60s, lot 11. If you're following along, we'll get you going on Instagram here in 1 second.
So we are sitting, if you're looking at right now, they are looking at lot 11, parked out in front of lots 30A, B, 39, and 40. So just letting you know that we are a little bit ahead of where this auction is going. So if you see something heading out that second view,
you guys need to tell me when we get close to the
not
planters because I'm supposed to get out and look at one for somebody.
Ooh.
I've got a guy texting me right now doing the same thing.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that.
Hey, can you go look at this for me?
Absolutely.
And I don't know how late the delay is on this, boys, but you're going to have to tell me.
Well,
it was about 10 seconds. So when we talk, if you're seeing that lot that's up.
I guess I can give myself a thumbs up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 second delay.
Hey, that's better than it was in the studio.
Good job, Elon. We are on the Starlink. So as we move, it might lag a little bit as the Starlink's its way. Just heads up, we're not trying to go anywhere. If we do leave, we will make all efforts to come back. So stay where you're at.
Yeah. if for some reason we can't get it figured out, we will make sure all our platforms get that post as well. So if there's something out here that you'd like to know, we're going to have a couple. They think this auction's going to hit. Like Corey said, a couple of these items have some really strong pre-bids. Some might have some buying opportunities, so it's worth sticking around for.
Let's see. Enter live auction. There we go.
Yeah.
Now we're cooking. Boy, Equipment Facts is on their game. I did a couple pre-bids on a couple things, and they are texting me like every 5 minutes, 10 lots to go, 9 lots to go.
Yep. Yep.
Right now, looking at, what do you call that, a manure bucket?
Yeah, I'd call it a manure bucket. Basically,
saver.
Basically, it's a grapple without the grapple coming on the top. It's got the bottom to it.
But like I said, we're sitting up here of lots ahead of time. So I actually owned a Maclander trailer when I was running a lawn care business for quite a while. Very sturdy built, and now my dad owns it, and it's still working just fine. Even though it is a little bit rusty, it's still a good trailer to have. I've at least the experience that I've had with the Maclander brand. So very cool there. Otherwise, it looks like they're probably going to give you choice when they date A and B.
Yeah, looks like it. And those ones look brand new, those first couple. Of course, they got the really nice ramps, the hard sides to it in case you bump into those sides. I did not look at them, guys, to see if I always look. Is it a 5-inch frame? Is it a 6-inch frame?
Yep.
You know, as that main frame comes out, those first look a little heavier. And then, of course, are we talking 8-bolt rims? Or are we talking 6-bolt rims on that? And makes a world of difference.
So when you look down there at that Thunder Creek fuel trailer, Corey, is that one of the items you put a pre-bid on?
I tried. I never had the high bid on it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I got Lightning Stream. I'm pretty good. I did this, Dave, already, but I wonder when you lost the feed if I had to get another one.
We'll see.
So I'll have to get you a new code.
And you guys let me know when you want Andy to jump on, and I'll get him to come on and sit down and kind of give us an overall field here before we get in to some of these big items.
Yeah, I'd say maybe, I don't know, 5-10 lots before we get into some big items.
Definitely. You know, every good auctioneer starts an auction with some of the smaller stuff as they build a crowd. Jake Rice, he's not new to the business, guys. He's been around for quite a long time.
I saw on his auction topper, 1999 auction champion.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I mean,
that was almost before you were
some
born.
of these people listening probably weren't born then.
You got it. And he was actually a judge at a couple of my contests. So definitely old hat in the business, knows equipment like there's no others. So you got a good guy up there. He's going to start with those.
A derogatory term to call somebody old hat?
I don't think it's
probably not in the auction business.
Not in the
auction. While that's a good thing.
Okay, so I'm looking out here. I can't stop looking at this 204L. This is I'm going to call it a baby wheel loader. It's an
I call it a wheel loader.
And it's much bigger than a skid loader. So it's sitting next to this 324G, and it does look like 1.5 taller, and it does fit into that parking space a little bit deeper, probably an extra 5 foot deeper. So you're only 5 foot longer than a skid loader and about 1 foot taller as far as clearance goes. But I can only imagine the lift capacity is probably double.
I bet it's at least double. Yeah.
That would be handy. That would be fun to have, just to have.
Those are great for tight spaces.
And older gentlemen, I'm going to say. My neighbor's he was sick and tired of climbing in the door of the front of the skid loader. You know, you got to get in and down, and it goes down through, and then you get back out. And that one's more like a car. One's like a tractor. You get in it side door, and, of course, it's articulating.
A little bigger cab. Yeah.
So just a reminder, if that's something that you'd be interested in and you really think you would enjoy being a piece of equipment like that, you do have to go over to orgo.com to place your bid, because you cannot bid with us. We're purely here to entertain and educate and provide you some information before these lots go. But if you want to bid on something that you see out our window, just so you know, we're going to be running about 15 minutes ahead of the auction truck with insight. should pull up some information. It does look like, Dave, they moved up to lot 18. They're due a couple of those zero-turn lawnmowers. Z960M.
It said connecting with that. Oh, there. It's on now. Sending data. There we go. I think we got it that time. Yeah. Oh, hey, look at this John Deere lawnmower they got here. Of course, it's
$12,000.
60-inch more. That's what I paid for mine, brand new. This has got those fancy tires on it, the no flats. Those no flats. Oh, man. Wonder how many hours. 180 hours. That's about new.
So that skid loader that I was just talking about, that skid loader right now is sitting at 34,000.
Good. Go live.
We're now live on Instagram as well, boys.
That skid loader is sitting at 32.2 right now, and that wheel loader next to it's only 34.1. So if I was to buy, of course, I'm not going to buy it, but if I was to buy that wheel loader, probably seems like the better deal currently.
Tell you what we need next time, guys. Instead of just a smaller camera, we need to bring a one with zoom, little pan tilt. I could pan right in there and see what they're selling.
Like Randy on TikTok. Pan.
It's another one of those 60-inch good mowers.
Well,
$11,000.
Nice. Got the wheels on it.
Got the wheels.
All right, well, let's get back up ahead of these folks here. We're looking at these Ram service trucks. We've got a 2021, a 2017, a 2016, and a 2014. And it looks like that 2007 one of the better buys. Of course, I haven't clicked into the mileage yet on those, but the 21 is sitting at 55,000. The 16 is sitting at 51,000, which got that 17 right in the middle, hovering a little bit lower, closer down to 20.
So for all you folks that are just logging in, looks like, guys, we got about 135 people watching across the streams. For everybody on Twitter, looks like 125 on Twitter, on X out there. This is Farm for Profit Podcast, and we are broadcasting live with the AgriVision equipment auction. And you go to agrivisionequipauction.com. Also look in, probably not on Twitter, but you can definitely click the link on Facebook and on YouTube.
I could probably put the link in Twitter.
Good morning from Arkansas. Travis, hey.
Hello, Arkansas.
Yeah, you can buy from Arkansas because I know they're going to line up shipping. They also they can get this equipment.
He said working conditions look a little snug in here, guys.
Add one more. I tell you what, Tanner wanted to wear shorts today, and we were going to. Dave and I said, it's overcast, it's raining, let's wear jeans. It's only going to be in the 80s. It's pretty warm. It's already warm.
Turn your fan on, Dave, right in front of your face.
It wasn't working.
Uh-oh.
That's
probably
on the inverter, guys. But we could do this.
Oh, there we go. That actually
give you a little natural.
We probably don't need the full flow. Is there a partial option?
I don't know. Doesn't look like it.
Maybe shut something in it.
There's a whole energy about being on site, hanging out like this.
That's gonna be.
I do like it though.
Putting this together.
We could regulate the door on the backside. Actually, if you shut that door, we'll get flow out of these windows. We can regulate here, Tanner.
That'd be great.
It's a good thing that I'm a hog farmer. I kind of know some things about some CFMs and coming in. Like.
Holy smokes! $23,500. Look at that deal
for that mower.
Yeah.
Oh, that was an up front.
That
wasn't a Tweel one. Okay, here's the big Gator coming up.
We're on the Gator.
If you need a Gator, tell you what, they let us use one of these things at Farm Progress Show last year.
It kind of killed all airflow.
And
just open that window.
Man, it's gonna mess with the camera, isn't it? Or
nope.
No? Okay. All right.
They're dual slide windows.
There we. Yeah. It's about perfect.
Now what do I do?
Now
with
we
this?
got a little more. Well, you're a bungee guy.
I just set her down on the floor.
Emergency bungee. There you go. Tanner's necklace.
There you go. And if you want to comment,
it looks actually kind of like them kids. I'm pointing at myself on the.
Oh yeah.
Chat with us a little bit. Wearing the baseball.
Okay. Finally feel comfortable that we're up and running and rocking, boys.
Okay, so I wanted to go back to that 2017 Ram. It's got 112,000 miles on it.
To talk about a Dodge.
5,500. It has the 6.7 Cummins in it. It is dually, and I can't believe that it is $30,000 cheaper than the 2016.
Yeah. Well, are you 16 or 17? No, 16. Yep.
This is the 17. The 16 is running a pretty high bid, but that 2017 seems to be the one that might be a buy.
Well, and they're all about the same miles, 112,000, 125,000, 157,000. So you're right in there, just over that 100, but those diesels should run way longer than that. So,
all right. They are still coming up. They're a couple lots behind us, it looks like.
Tell you what, guys, we could just put this feed right here over there. Let me try that.
Yeah, Dave and I, Dave was geeking out. I was just there for moral support on Tuesday night, getting this restream figured out. And tell you what, there's a lot of cool things you can do with this. Did I see you were using it on Whitaker Marketing the other day?
I did. I tried it. Yeah.
There will be moments of silence today. We just can't go.
Well, I mean, sometimes we're watching something.
We can't go 3.5 hours.
Well, that Gator's still going, 22.5. How much is one of those new? HVAC, probably 30, 40,000. I suppose that's like top of the line Gator there.
That would have been nice to have to drive around the Farm Progress show.
We had that to unload at Farm Progress show.
I know it would be nice to
have
to
drive around. Yeah,
we should. Whoever bought it, we'll see if they donate it to Farm Progress.
Donate, yeah, for the low cost of.
There you guys should be able to see the feed online. I can even give you a little sound here if you'd like.
Sure.
These were just sitting in here, so they're
a little background noise. A little. Maybe. Maybe not. So we can talk. There's talk a little bit.
There you go, guys.
You know, the UPV market. I watched because I have a couple buddies that ride these things all around. It's really falling out of bed. It seems like.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was thinking we're on the wrong side of 10,000.
But the HVAC one, great.
Yeah. But I suppose everybody wants a cab now. Everybody wants air conditioned cab, and the whole works.
One story. I was talking to John. I think his name was one of the CEOs, executive in the marketing at John Deere down at our event.
Yeah.
On was that last Tuesday or Monday night? 801 Chop House in the Point. And talking to him, he told me the story about how Gators used to not go over 18 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's right.
And you were there with me. And then they had to get it to go 50 miles an hour or more. And no one at Deere wanted to. They thought they were going to kill people.
Yeah,
going too fast. And when they did that, that's what changed Gators forever.
Yeah,
and their sales went up. Otherwise, I think they would have died.
Well, and that changed Deere, in the way that they did.
Yep.
So. All right, now if you go back to that window view, you can see those Ram trucks we've been talking about. I still think there's going to be a buy in there. I don't know, Corey. Do you think we should own one of those? 112,000 miles. Right now, it's at 20 grand.
I mean, that's a lot for farm for profit. I'll tell you that right now. But
one of these
think
trucks,
of all the equipment we could haul around.
Hopefully, you guys can see trucks as it goes out there. The quality. Remember, we're off-site. There's about one cell phone bar here. So again, thanks to Elon on Starlink, and we'll get it as best as we can on that feed. But hopefully, you're being able to see the auction, interact with us throughout the day. This is fantastic.
Yeah, just a reminder, you can't bid here. You need to head over to Equipment Facts, or you need to go over and visit agrivisionequipauction.com. Rolling right across the bottom of the screen there in that ticker.
So what are we selling now?
Looks like another Gator coming up next.
2010, so older one.
Yep, and as you guys are watching, remember, it's about a 10-second delay by the time you hear us. So if you want to get in there and bid, make sure you bid. We got one more, and then I think we're going to sell a skid loader down there.
So we got a 29 1025R with a mower deck and a loader and a little backhoe. What that? Oh gosh, what's the guy we talked to? Tractor Time with Tim.
Mm-hmm.
He loves these little 1025Rs. He would just be trenching in lines with his little button, moving rock and mowing the yard and doing all that stuff. Lot 5, 2019.
There is a button for you guys.
Mine. Mine skips.
Yeah, they don't have those trailers cataloged. So a lot of times people add stuff after the fact. It looks like they're still on them some little tractors now, and then they're going to get into those trailers, a couple more skid steer attachments on the sale catalog. If you're looking along,
uploaded. They literally just updated.
Oh, there it is. Yep, it just uploaded. They got some new items in there. So look at lot 25, 26, 27.
Are we looking at, is anyone commenting? Do you guys hear us okay? Is there anything that we need to change? Volume? Do you like the auctioneer in the background? Would you rather just hear us? Stream is good. Thank you, Travis.
Hey, thank you, Travis. Appreciate that. Travis, Arkansas.
He's on YouTube. Live on our YouTube.
Stream is good overall. No complaints. Man, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear.
Yep, we were a little nervous.
We got a lot of tech rolling.
You
today,
can
guys.
only test so much beforehand.
164 people on TikTok or on Twitter right now.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I tell you what.
Here's what I got.
We rolled in
162.
here. This is a brand new auction topper that they gave us.
Never
Never been used. We're using it.
Oh, Alaska. That's AK. Sorry, that's not Arkansas.
Oh,
that's Alaska. Even better.
It's illuminated.
Here, you hear the auctioneer now. Travis, tell me if you can hear the auctioneer now. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit.
Sold.
Nope. They're not going yet.
Yeah, he didn't hear him right there on the delay. Not very often.
Oh yeah, he said.
Not very often you can buy at an auction with a warranty on
it. And if you guys remember, I don't know the exactness, but if you buy a certain amount of equipment, then you can get a certain amount off of parts.
Yeah, I think they have like a 10 or 15% off parts today only. Yeah, there's several things. If you buy a piece of equipment, you can get all that. Would have been worth it just to come buy something small if you needed parts and buy all your filters and all that kind of stuff for the year.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no auctioneer, but that's all right. These be kind of handy. I'm glad they added these lots to the sale.
I know why.
But I thought that was quite interesting. That
don't mess anything up.
It was.
We got a good thing going.
3025D.
I'll try it once.
Said it starts when your warranty starts. Your warranty starts when you buy it.
When you buy it. When you write the check.
All right, Travis, you're going to help us here. Tell me you can hear us still, and then I'm going to try to put that auctioneer back on.
You know what else happening in 3 minutes? Power shuttle.
All right, so we're going to work on one of our first tractors of the sale, and we're talking.
You got a different Travis, or is that the same Travis?
Yes, I can. Hey, Travis on Facebook, thank you.
It might be the same Travis.
Twitter is not getting the auctioneer.
I just muted it for a little bit, but
let's not worry about it.
But I could hear the fact. Yeah.
So what's happening in 2 minutes is a big report going out on the grain markets today too. So we'll have to pay attention to that. Hopefully someone texts me what happened and we can report on it, because we are not watching. Pray for it to go up, because it is certainly fallen off in the corn and soybean side.
So we're about 20 lots away from these sprayers and fertilizer spreader that's sitting right in front of us. When would you like me to reach out and tell Andy to show up?
Tell him when the skid loader sells.
Okay.
We're gonna have a in-house expert from Tractor Zoom join us, talk some equipment prices. It's gonna get real tight here, but get airflow.
Great to be in that little window right there, boys. Well, we're just shy of 200 people watching. We need to share this on your feed. Share it out there. There is a huge equipment reduction auction as the market softens a little bit. Your opportunity to buy and upgrade. If you're thinking about doing it, get online. At the ticker on the bottom, you'll see go to agrivisionequipmentauction.com. You can also scan that QR code with your phone in the upper left-hand corner. For those of you on YouTube and Facebook, go out to that chat menu, and I will post the link one more time.
Is any shitting vendor being advertised?
I'm guessing there is.
Freight
Star probably, because Equipment Facts is with Freight Star. I did see one of our local friends that was here. Eiley.
Yep. They make combine parts. They were at our open house yesterday, brought us a hat for the wall and a coffee mug and paper pads. Thank you. Selling us 50-55. That's pretty cheap horsepower there. E is economy. I don't know if that's kind of what I would say on the blender. Just not as much bells and whistles, but plenty of power.
That M series, of course. Then we go up to the R series after the M series.
Yeah, I got an M. I got a 5085M, and there wasn't an R at the time offered. I don't think.
But boy, if you need a little utility tractor for an acreage, this is the ticket right here. Little loader bucket on that. Now we're going to get into some attachments. Looks like we're going to go to is it Wessendorf equipment?
Yeah, some grapples.
Oh, a little brush grapple. So one thing to think about when you think brush grapple versus rock grapple is how narrow, Corey, those tanks are. If you want to pick up a 6-inch rock, those ones more metal, they're heavier. You got to have a heavier horsepower skid loader to load them. That one that you have, I borrowed that, and then I went and bought one, and doggone, I wonder if my skid loader is heavy enough to control that thing.
Probably not full of rocks.
Not for rocks. You put rocks in it about tips that thing right over. But boy, it sure is handy. I use it for brush more than anything.
So I've never looked at these before. So they say these are completely mechanical, no hydraulics needed. So it must be with like a tilt. I wonder if that's hay grapple.
Well, I don't know.
Kentucky's bidding
on it though.
You let us know, and we'll bring that down to the National Farm Machinery Show next year.
Oh, we got Illinois bidding one. How the internet's changed the world. So we're standing there, and there's hundreds of people standing here. But think of how many people are bidding worldwide, guys, on this. I mean, what
Travis
a platform.
From TerraClear. Thank you, Travis from TerraClear. TerraClear guys were also at our open house today. Thank you for coming. And then Travis on YouTube said he could not hear the auctioneer, just hears the delay. Delay, do you mean you're hearing like an echo?
It's delay as in same thing I was hearing on Twitter. We don't talk and hang out.
It should.
What do you mean? Like it looks like we're talking and then the sound comes through? Or?
No, as in we say, can you hear the auctioneer right now? And we stop talking. He just hears the delay.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's fine. If the auction doesn't go through, we can kind of hear how things are going. We have Andy's headset ready for when he comes. Yep. Okay.
We're good. Comment. Hey, 200 people on platforms there. If you just joined us, thanks for joining us. Go ahead if you can. If you're on one of the platforms, let me comment. We're out there. If you're on one of the platforms that you might get a better feed. YouTube gets doing pretty good. Facebook, of course, is working well, and Twitter and Instagram. Check us out.
I tell you what, guys, there is newer, bigger green stuff coming here. I mean, we're talking heads, combines, sprayers, tillage, tractors, planters.
Tractors always sell well, but that combine market, it might be a little light today. But that's it's just kind of
the combine market started lightning last year. I felt like that's when we bought ours, and Andy will tell us exactly.
Yeah,
probably down
say
to
if you
1%.
want to upgrade, this might be your time to upgrade. You need to get in and get going, and make sure you're watching here because there might be opportunity.
Yep,
that's what I'm going to call it today is opportunity.
Yep. I tell you what, we were coming in this morning. We were a little worried. Pacific Junction, if you've never been here before, kind of sits down in a river bottom. They said the Platte River is just a couple miles away, and in 2019, this store that's sitting here behind us was 14 foot underwater.
Yeah.
Only when the levee breaks, they have about 18 hours to get out of here. So you can just imagine all of this equipment. Just start driving it as fast as they can. They got all the equipment out last time, but they said they had good insurance on the equipment. What they should have got out was the parts, because they had millions of dollars worth of parts that got ruined.
Dave, why don't you go back to these Ram pickups here? I just went out there and tried to grab some auction results to let our listeners know, as those are coming up here about 10 lots away, where things are sitting. We've got 2018. This is results, not what's sitting in front of us right now. We got a 2018 that sold just yesterday. I'm sorry, Wednesday. Sold Wednesday for $45,540. It had the same setup, had the crane. It is 97,000 miles, so just a little bit less on the mile side. But that 2017, I think, is still under market. The one that we've got sitting right in front of us.
So you're looking right there. Look at that.
2016, there was a 2016 Ram 5500. It had 271,000 miles on it, and it sold for $38,600. So that's the one there that's sitting directly in front of you as far as that goes.
We got here a little box scraper. I was bidding on this one, $800. Sold, they said.
2015 Ram 5500 sold for $38,500. So we're looking at $38,500, $38,600. And then that 2018 that brought $45,500. So if you go back and we end up looking at what those pre's are sitting there on those Rams right now, we've got $55,000 on a 2021, still only $20,000 on that 2017 Ram service truck, and $33,600 on the 2014. So it looks like there might be a couple of opportunities, as two of them are sitting there pretty strong on pre-bid side.
So Michael Bergen tells us two things. The USDA website is down for the results it just had. So we're not the only ones having technical difficulties today. And also says our feed is in and out a little bit. But everyone that's commented has said pretty good things. So it might just be internet.
Even if you watch their feed that they have there, if you look at video quality, it is tough sometimes for those that are watching the internet. Everybody thinks of download speed. So on your end, you're downloading that at, say, 100 meg download. It's sitting at your home. But we got to upload this to the rest of the world, and you got to realize what's going on.
Yep.
We're going from our computer to a router to the Starlink to a satellite somewhere out of the atmosphere.
Probably several satellites.
And then
the constellation
bouncing back in to wherever your ISP is, internet service provider, then to your house through fiber, all in less than 10 seconds?
And then all through that cord that you had me unwind.
Yes.
I mean,
unfortunately, we're only at a 2 meg upload. My auctions, I'd love to have at least 5 meg. So,
you know what looks really good? I think underneath that tent is where the food is.
I kept saying, boy, tacos and tractors can't go wrong. Do you know if your Starlink has moved to where it needs to be?
I don't. We'd have to hop out and just take a gander. It should be always facing north normally, here in Iowa anyway.
So someone's watching the USDA stuff. What's going on there? Maybe comment or text me or whatever. We can talk about some of the markets that's going on. Markets are an emotion. That's what you call, Dave. So
yes.
When you say facing,
should be facing that way.
no, it is facing that way.
Let me see if I can make that happen. Oh, flat. I didn't know you could do that.
I don't know why Elon just didn't get with deer.
Is that Carson Kaler in the middle shirt? Over there next to the service.
Kind of looks like it. 6th gen farmer.
Sound on your Facebook feed is good. The video is pixelated, but I can see you guys, my wife says.
So this is from Ashley Grain Lady. She cannot pull numbers right now, but what she is being told is corn acres at 91.475 million and soybeans at 86.1. I'm pretty sure that's pretty bearish for corn. Probably not good, because I think anything over what she said and over 91 was not good. We're expected to be up 1 million acres. Tell that to everyone in West Iowa, Southwest Minnesota, Southeast South Dakota. What? I can't hear what you're saying either.
I'll try to get it. It's going to take me a second. App is not as friendly as I'd like Elon to make it.
We're already up to lot 37. We are on the only fuel trailer. Am I hearing an echo?
Test. No echo.
Okay. There's Ann's pictures of what we look like on her computer. Looks
Okay.
good.
Nice.
Probably not as clear as we'd like it.
No.
We get a bidder card.
I think
We get a bigger bidder card. Should be able to head in the main entrance front door. That's how they were doing it earlier.
New
That's
crop
not-
corn down 16.5. New crop soybeans unchanged, but have been really volatile, she says. Thank you,
And
Ashley
that's-
Grain Lady.
That's because I was outside the trailer. You said that they just anticipate the report now being more acres than anticipated.
Now
for
Michael
corn.
Bergen says corn down 17. Thank you, Mab Consulting. Mab Weather.
I forgot. Are you recording on Audacity?
I was, and then it cut out, and so I didn't want to kill our feed just in
Okay.
case. So I can try it. Surely can try it.
Well,
Maybe
we should
when
be able to download the video, audio.
Yes, we can.
After,
Can't split them unless you want to pay more money, though, boys.
can't split what?
Tim Cowser said,
90, yeah, 90,
Yep. corn's down, beans are down.
91.475
beans are up.
versus 5.3.
Beans are up 19.
16, 19. Yeah, we're delayed 86.1 versus 86.7. So little bullish on beans, little quite bearish on the corn side of things. Demand, I don't know. Are they reporting on demand in this? That may be in stocks and all that kind of stuff.
Tim Cowser, you're watching out there. About 10 more seconds. Send me a text on that. Are they reporting on demand?
Either way, not good, because they have already just eroded the corn market. I haven't been paying attention because it's been busy, and
All right,
look up, and all of a sudden we're down 70 cents. So
we are on the trailers now, guys.
We're gonna move here just a
Wow.
sec.
$200 for a 2023 car trailer. That's a steal there. If you want a trailer, it might be time to get on. Go to agrivision.equipauction.com. That'll get you over to the Equipment Facts link, and you might be able to pick yourself up a pretty cheap trailer.
Did you text Carson to see if that was him?
I don't have his number.
He's going too far. Are we still good with camera wise?
We
We have
can,
sprayers in there.
yeah, I can get them in there.
No, you're good. It looks like it's in there.
Oh, my goodness.
Radio silence. Everyone's just kind of taking it in. What that trailer sell for? Oh, I just went. Another car trailer coming on. 2022 Carry On. I think Carry On's out of Omaha. I think I have a Carry On enclosed trailer. Used to be Menards sold those, and I had one made in 2008, so I could fit a Ranger inside of it.
All right, we are about 5 minutes away from having Andy with Tractor Zoom jump on in here and give us a little bit of a feel for the equipment market. Excited to talk to him. I'll probably pop myself out of the screen so he can sit here and you guys can see what he has going on.
You're not going to have him sit on your lap?
It's
We can fit us all.
if I was in shorts, maybe. You guys who are fans of the podcast, we appreciate you tuning in. If you've never listened to Farm for Profit podcast, that's how we started. And now it's a media company. It's all across YouTube, social media, and helping a lot of different platforms out. But if you know who I am, you know I am never late to things. And I was this morning because I was driving over in my shorts to pick these guys up to get on out of here. And they decided they're going to switch and put jeans on. And I'm not very good at being different. So I turned
What
around.
do you mean? You were trying to wear a T-shirt?
I was trying to wear a T-shirt, yeah. And turned around, went and got my pants. And I was 1 minute after the time we were supposed to be there, and these guys were giving me flack via text message. Where you at? Are you going to show up? Ended up being 4 minutes late. But if you're not early, you're late. It's kind of the way it goes.
Just for you. Fashionably late for me.
So if Dave flips, as he's got the trailers up on the screen that are being the live auction right now, we want to show you where we are parked. We are sitting right out front of 1, 2, 3, 4 sprayers, self-propelled sprayers, and one of them has a fertilizer box. So 5 units, 5 self-propelled units. We got coming up after those service trucks that we were just talking to you about.
R4044, R4038, not an R4940. What's this one here, Dave?
Yeah.
That one I cannot see from here.
I guess we can look at the.
It's an R. I'll tell you that.
We got a 4038.
Tim Kauser says acres, supply estimate, and demand.
A 4044, 4038, a 4045, another 4038, and a 4940.
First 4038 is the dry box.
Yep. That is correct. So as we get into some of this bigger odds, what's going to be key for us to get you some of this information before you jump on over to Equipment Facts or go to agrivisionequipauction.com where you can place your bids there.
And big thanks to Agrivision Equipment Group for bringing us here. This is I don't know, probably one of the first times that we've ever done this.
I don't know if it's ever been done before.
I think there's been some things tried. We've got some pretty big aspirations that this could be cool. Like, you can't go to every auction. There's auctions every day anymore. Yep. Several auctions every day. But if you like auctions, you could come on and just hear us banter about it and, just take it all in.
We'll see if our internet gets better. I just read from Elon Musk. Best if your Starlink is often powered on while in motion to allow snow and rain to knock off it. Now, it's not recommended in motion, but if you're going to do it in the flat mode.
Okay.
So flat mode we're going to switch to and see if we get a little bit faster internet here.
I wonder what John Deere uses in their globes, because nothing moves on the outside. So is there something in there that's constantly, or is it just taking it from everywhere?
I think it's probably just taking it from everywhere. Tanner, you'll have to tell me if that actually moved or not.
Yep, I can poke my head out there. Just looking at a Snapchat.
Yeah.
You can even tell the snow to melt, heat it up. We can knock the.
That'd be good today.
You all right?
Bergen, move the camera feed.
Move the camera feed.
Why does he want the camera feed?
He wanted to look at the sprayer, I think.
Oh.
Got a pretty wide set of tires. I think that.
Are you?
No, that's a
planter.
Yeah.
There you go. Move the camera. That's a manual pan and zoom right there. Well, we got 235 people watching all across internet streams.
This is a pretty cool location. I was out here about a year ago looking at combines. They had a lot. I think I did TikTok from here looking at the difference between LSW tires and Firestone. Both wide, but one had low sidewall. One had big sidewall, smaller rims.
Yeah. So as we look ahead at what you guys can see on camera right now is these sprayers. Again, don't forget about those service trucks. Go back and bid. There might be an opportunity for you. That first 4044, 2051 right now. And if you're looking at those R4038s, they're both pretty much neck and neck. One's at 125, one's at 100. But
sprayers and planters are hard to look at online. I mean, there's just a lot of different options that can be on them. Just tons of things from different booms to different injection systems to different size tanks and size events.
That's any equipment though. Like, and if people call you and they're like, "Oh, I got a
but an 8R410 is pretty straightforward. Tires or tracks, what size, and what transmission." This is a
4940 though that's sitting right out here in front of us. It's in the corner of our angle. It's the second machine that you can see there. Where do that bid is sitting at right now, Corey?
What year is it?
It is a 2013.
Oh boy,
It's got those older booms on it though.
I don't know.
Triple nozzle bodies.
That's 5
Is it
nozzle
5?
bodies. Yeah.
Looks like triples from here.
I don't
What do you
know,
got on
100,000.
I'm going to say 70.
It's sitting at 42,000 right
Wow.
now.
There's a deal.
So that may end up being a buy. Remember, you can't bid here. You got to go to agrivisionequipauction.com.
You click that QR code, scan that with your phone. You can bid right off your phone if you're watching on a computer. You can also screenshot that. And if you screenshot that on your iPhone, at least, you can tap and hold the QR and it'll take you right to the auction.
There's a guy with Hogemeyer hat. We like that.
49.40, no free ads. No, 49.40 has 3,506 hours. 120-foot boom, 15-inch spacing. Full breakaway, stainless steel tank.
Where this skid loader
tires.
selling for under 40 grand, only has 188 hours on it.
Bid. Go
Bid.
bid. It'll be interesting watching these
Under
sprayers.
40 grand, you said? See, I always thought over 20. I never thought under 40. I was like, oh, most skid loaders always bring over 20.
Have you priced a new skid loader
I
at all
have
lately?
not. I have not.
Boy.
How many hours on that? 188. Okay.
You go get a quote for a brand new skid loader, and I think everyone, if it's got a cab and it can lift a bale, is going to be over 50 grand. You can get up to 100 grand real quick. Real quick.
All right, looks like Andy's making his way over here. I'll mute my mic, so with him up in this cab.
I could leave. I'd go look at that planter.
Is that something you want to do?
Yeah, I'd do that. I got a couple other things I need to look at. Give him my ear sweat.
Go ahead and throw this on the back side, will you? That way it stays out of Corey's way.
I think this needs to stay up for Instagram. Just FYI.
I think it does. Yep.
So if he wants to put his computer somewhere, maybe give him that.
I don't know how many people are on Instagram. Does that show how many people? Because this does not. But we are also live on Instagram.
Corey's going to come out. Corey's going to come out. And I have quite a few.
Handful of folks on Instagram as well. If you guys can only see the amount of tech we put in this little small space, a couple of computers, soundboards, a couple of keyboards, 5 or 6 headsets, and as well as I brought some dual monitors so we can run dual screens so that you guys can at least see 2 or 3 views of what we got going on, kind of see what's in front of us, a couple cameras. Thanks again to AgriVision for having us. Tell us if you like this kind of environment. We sure like to do it again. We're kind of ESPN2 of auctions, so we are rocking it out today. What would you buy in this auction? They're asking in the chat. Boy, I tell you, there's a lot of stuff to buy here. I would always like to upgrade a planter. I think some of the best deals might be on a combine or a combine head if I needed to upgrade those. Like I said, tractors always sell good. So on the tractor side of the world, you're going to be, man, that 6155 was really nice. I like any of those Bauer built bars over there on the planters. Even some tillage pieces on this one. There's a lot of stuff to buy on this one.
So Andy, welcome to the trailer.
Thank
Appreciate you hanging out. We're just going to give you kind of a lay of the land. So this is where you sit. This is where Dave sits. We'd sit on top of each other pretty much. But as Dave had there up on the screen, we've got an external camera that is facing at these sprayers currently.
Okay.
And as
we got the live feed sharing as well if they want to look and bid. There's QR code in the upper left-hand corner.
I don't need to be touching these things.
They can scan it.
I might want to.
I'll have you pull your mic a little closer to your mouth. I'll get you turned up here.
Must not be as loud as Corey is.
Well, I gave him his own headset. He doesn't need Corey's ear sweat.
We were getting to those trucks, Tanner. You're looking at $55,000 on that 2021 Ram.
Yeah, that's the one that's been doing well. That's the next one that's going to sell. That 2017 still only sitting at 20 grand.
We need some people to get in on that $20,000. We're maybe 10, 15 grand of a good deal there.
All right, so Andy, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience? I know our listeners on the Farm Profit Podcast have heard from you and met you before, but tell them about who you are, and then affiliation with Tractor Zoom is, and then what Tractor Zoom does. Kind of take the floor here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Andy Campbell, Director of Insights with Tractor Zoom. And so Like Tanner mentioned, been with Farm for Profit. I think it's been about a year or so that was on here. But as Director of Insights with Tractor Zoom, I get to look to see what's going on in the market and then kind of relay that information about the ag industry, about the equipment industry back into Tractor Zoom. So it helps inform the products that we build. And then the probably the most fun part of my job is on Tractor Zoom side, we're a data company. So we work to understand the equipment industry. And then in terms of prices at auction, at dealerships, the volumes that are out there, and I get to take that information and share that back out with the public.
And so help for anybody who hasn't heard of Tractor Zoom, originally started for when I met Kyle. Kyle was like, I want a place to find equipment selling anywhere and everywhere, and I specifically want to search the items. So, you know, in the old days, Tanner, we used to go to an auction. It was an event. We're like, hey, what are they selling? I don't know, but they got walking tacos. Let's go. And now it's, no, I need a 4940 sprayer. I'm looking for the 90-foot boom model. I'm looking for the 120-foot boom model, and we search for the item that we have. So that's kind of how Tractor Zoom came about, is you guys search, so tractorzoom.com. There's a whole data side to it, iron comps as well, correct?
Tractor Zoom Pro, and yes, so the tractorzoom.com is a one-stop shop kind of to find the equipment that you're looking for, and it specializes and kind of differentiates in just being an easy place to find equipment. So you can do safe searches, all that kind of stuff. So you get alerts when that piece, when that gem comes available. But yeah, on the back end, so that's all free. We list for auctioneers for free. We list for dealerships for free. Farmers obviously can do anything they want in there for free. But yeah, on the back end, so we collect all that data, and then with that data, especially in this digital age, you can do so much with that.
Yeah.
And then so where are these markets going, the trends, is there oversupply in one part of the country or with one particular category? And then with that information, you can be a little predictive on where is this market actually heading.
Gotcha.
So the winning bid, I just missed the winning bid on that last Ram truck, the 2021. So I have to take a look at that. But now they are on to the 2017. This is the one that is sitting at 20 grand currently.
20 grand.
But gentlemen, I want to get a little feedback here from you, Andy. We're sitting in front of the sprayers. And we're about ready to move.
Right.
So just a reminder, listeners, viewers, we are about 10 minutes ahead of these the actual auction itself that you got to jump platforms for. So let's talk sprayers. Do you have an overall feeling on where you think the spray market's been lately?
Yeah, if you've been following the sprayer market for the last couple of years, I'd say even until January this year, we are still seeing some record prices, and it's just all, there was extra cash sitting around. And so even into December, January this past year, we're still seeing high prices with those. That changed in February, March, changed significantly. We've seen the market and overall sprayers drop about 15% year over year. And they all didn't drop at the same time. So it's your premium sprayers, the premium cabs, anything with kind of a lift kit on it or lift capabilities. Essentially, if you can use it to spray fungicide in late into the year, that stuff was still retaining a decent premium. But now the gates have kind of opened up a little bit, and we've seen this market soften pretty drastically here in the last 2 months.
Tanner, it looked like that Ram went up another 17,000. There's 37.5.
82.5 was the 2021. The 2017
still rocking at 38,000, and now you got to get a little more. So back to the sprayers a little bit. We were just talking about on our drive over about we're going to come up, wait for everything to tattle out, maybe put some fungicide on. How important? I mean, this is an important tool to all of our farmers that are out there. And I know it took Corey a while, and he left us to go look at planters, but it took Corey a while before their family upgraded to doing this.
Right.
Do you see a certain size farmer that buys the sprayer? I mean, is it 1,000 acres? Is it 500 acres? Is it 80 acres? Like where's the limit? Or do you have it down to that kind of data?
Yeah, it's certainly not 80 acres.
I didn't think so.
No, it depends on what part of the country you live in too. I mean, if you are down south, which we're not as accustomed up here to growing what they grow down there, but cotton, you need these suckers. You're using it so much. And so that changes the buying patterns all over the place too. But here in the Midwest, we don't know exactly where the split off is for farmers, but talking with a lot of our dealer partners out there, if you're buying a really late model, essentially brand new for a lot of these high price sprayers, you might just be a co-op. And so that's primarily going to be a first customer for them.
Gotcha.
It's that second owner of that washout cycle with equipment. That's where they're looking for those larger operators. They can kind of afford that price, but they don't want the maintenance costs. And then you might trickle on down to maybe 1,000 acre farmer, maybe, so if that's a preference.
If you guys are looking, we want to make sure you can't bid on our website. You have to either click that QR in the upper left-hand corner. The banner on the bottom, go to AgriVision Equip equipauction.com, and that will take you to a link. That's not the live link, but there's one more click after that. And that'll take you to AgriVision's website on Equipment Facts. Now, in the chat, if you are on Facebook or YouTube, you can also click the link. We pasted the link in there. They're going to coming right up. I think we're about 3 items away from those sprayers, and we want you guys to get here and,
that's the
buy
interesting
those.
part. We spent a lot of time talking about those Ram service trucks, and it still looks like that skid loader so far and that 2017 Ram service truck have been the buys of the day to begin with.
Is that Farm Fit Mama?
But we're getting ready to move over to the next auction. I don't see where you're looking here, but we're going to have to, not the guy on the hover round.
No, right behind her.
No, it is not.
Oh, okay.
One thing before we move on to the planters, Andy, I want to point out this 940 that's sitting right here. It's 2013. We've kind of talked about it, featured it. It's got 3,500 hours on it, 120-foot boom. So 2013, it's sitting right now with only a pre-bid of $42,100. When I asked Corey and Dave earlier where they thought it was sitting, and both of them said 65 and 85,000. They expected it to be a little bit higher. We're talking 11 years old already.
Yep.
What's the old sprayer market doing?
I shouldn't
call it old.
Right. So you would think that they would depreciate even faster, right? Outdated, people don't use them anymore. But it's not always the case. Like once things kind of hit that lower part of a depreciation curve, they hold there. They hold their value a little bit better. So the one nuance is, and I'm not sure on this 4940 on how the hydraulic system is connected, if each individual wheel is its own hydraulic system or if it's all connected. I think it's probably all interconnected. That just raises the risk of
one goes out, the whole thing goes out. Yep.
Exactly.
We're about ready to move, gentlemen, just so you know.
Yep.
Gotcha. I'll bring it up here. You're looking at that sprayer right in front of us. I know the feed is kind of scratchy there, but take a look there. Get on the main website. You'll be able to bid there and take a look and see what you think. If you guys are all interested, get in and get going on this. They're just about to start those sprayers.
How many hours does that 4940 have on it?
3,500, just a little over 3,500 hours.
3,500?
Yep.
So yeah. What's the current price on that?
It was 42.1.
42.1.
Still a buy. That's at least from recent sales that we've seen.
And of course, I haven't gotten to the live of this yet, so just making sure everything is working out fine. We got 6th Gen Farmer giving us away. It's turned out to be a little bit of a social fest here.
Oh, man.
I hate to ask, but have you guys followed the report that came out at 11? I haven't seen it yet.
We did. Corn looked like it was down, and what'd they say?
It was basically equal up and down. It was down 17 on the corn and up 17 on the beans. I haven't looked lately.
Yep.
Here goes our driver, just waiting for a little bit to get out of the way. We're going to move on over to the planters. So, again, if you want to bid on these sprayers, which is where they just started right now, you need to go over to AgriVision EquipAuction.com and follow into that live link there. There are going to be a set of tires that sell after the sprayers, but then we go on to the planters. So, Andy, what's your feel on what you've been seeing in the planter market lately?
So, yeah, planters, we created our own beast there with pucks and kits you do that it makes sale of planters a really tricky business. Really tricky to value. So if you find something that's set for you, it's the way you want your operation, which it looks like a lot of drive precision type of planters. There's so many options on these things that it never really fits one operation just the way that a farmer wants, and that tends to reduce the resale value. And so again, if it's exactly what fits your operation, you can usually get a decent buy on it. But what a lot of people we're seeing do now is they'll strip things down to the bar and then they'll build it the way that they want it.
Well, I was even thinking about doing that. I got an old 12 row, but I want to upgrade it. There's a puck kit for it, but I thought, doggone, I don't know. It's front fold. And, I thought about it, but then I was wondering if I go to resell it down the road, is it still an old planter with new stuff on it? And I think the guys that would ever want to buy it down the road. So do you buy it for, as a farmer making a decision to upgrade, do you buy it for an upgrade because the upgrade's cheaper than the new planter? Or do you buy it for resale?
You don't buy it for resale.
Yeah.
No. I don't know of many operations that have ever gotten their money out of what they put into it. And so, again, if you find one out there that you can buy, off of a dealer, off an auction, that fits your operation, you usually can come out with because of that and because of all the nuances. I mean, we have a pretty powerful AI component of Tractor Zoom. And even with that, we're dialing in the value of planters. And I think the whole market kind of confused on how to value these things. So you don't see that market fluctuate a ton. It's softer, but it's not, it's not the combine market right now.
It is interesting because you look, just like you said, is it going to be set up the way you want it set up? That one, there's two of these are set up with trash whippers. And then the others look like they might be twisted. But other than that, you've got a couple of DB bars.
Different closing wheel systems.
Yep. And it is fascinating to kind of see. But I'm looking at the pre-bids. First of all, I wonder how much value the Outback wraps add. Little shout out to Outback wraps, really cool partner of Farm for Profit. Make sure you get those hydraulic lines hooked up just the way you want them in all these good spots. So I'm looking at the pre-bids. We start off with a 2023 1775 NT already. Then we jump here to the DB60s, kind of a pair of them, 2022, 2021, sitting at 180,000 and 140,000. Sorry, just a second, guys.
Yeah, those DB60s, we actually bought one for our farm a few years, and we thought we got a decent deal on it before it really shot up. And looking at these prices right now, if they hold, we didn't get decent of a deal as maybe what we could have if we held out.
240 on that first one, the 2022 DB60, 180 is where it's sitting right now. Get to that 2021 DB60 and it's 140, 100. And there's a lot of differences in these, and where you got the fast hitch, the 2-point fast hitch versus a drawbar style. If you're going to that different bar on it, and one thing that I'm wondering if guys don't want to upgrade to this is there's a whole lot of hydraulics on that. And now it takes even more hydraulic and more hydraulic pressure to more gallons per minute to turn those different vacuums on it. If they got dual or quad vacuums on them, it takes just a little bit more. Maybe guys don't have the tractor to upgrade to this, even though they want the precision planning.
Yeah. And in actuality, you probably have to look at 2 tractors, because if you've got a tractor that can actually pull that, then is your other tractor or your other couple of tractors that you have strong enough to do tillage in front of it?
Yep.
And so that's where you can get into a lot of, a tough catch where, you've got something that works for it, but is your other thing capable of keeping in front of it?
That 4045 is up to 87,000 there, Tanner.
Nice.
We're about to sell that one. That was 3,900 hours on that deal. But again, we're over here at the planters. There's just so much to know on these. And, being an auctioneer myself, I've had people tell me, I always listen to the customer and they're like, oh, it's ready for the field. It's ready for the field, ready for the field. Right. And then I buy one and I'm like, oh man, I got to go through this. And are the disc openers the right? Are they wore out? Are they, et cetera, et cetera. There's so many details. It's hard for the auctioneer to even portray this of is it, I almost want to plead the fifth. Like, I don't know everything about it because I didn't use it. I haven't gone through the whole machine myself. So for me to make the statement, for anybody to make the statement, it's field ready, ready to go, is a tough sell.
It is.
I think anybody who buys these, you're going to go through it yourself and you're going to look at it and you're going to make sure that everything is ready. But, we try to do our darndest. You see certain planners from certain auction companies sell better because of pictures. I mean, pictures are 1,000 words, right? I mean, we're getting pictures, measurements on everything. I mean, I try to take pictures of every hydraulic line, every hydraulic cylinder. If I see any welds that might have been re-welded, cracks anywhere in the frame, anything, tire size, tire depth that's left, et cetera, et cetera. Is there anything that sets planners apart as they sell?
I'd say all equipment starts to set things apart. If you're talking about planters in particular, the more pictures, the better. We do an analysis sometime to see how many, more pictures a particular planter has, or the whole category on average, versus, your general run-of-the-mill tractor. I'm sure there's a ton more, but you just have to get those type of angles, and then you've got to get all the attachments pieces too to be able to sell. We can tell you, and we've got another component of AI built within our TractorZoom software that will actually look and see at a dealer's lots in their listings. If it doesn't have pictures, it actually puts it at a higher risk to not sell. Because we've been able to prove that the amount of time that it sits on a lot is longer if it does not have pictures. And then we have an automation that sends it back to the dealer and alerts them like, hey, this thing is going to sit for longer just merely because you've got no pictures on it.
Yep. Tanner, when we started this whole deal, Farm for Profit, we were all about profitability and still are. $250,000 for a combine or for a planter that's sitting in front of us right now. I mean, there's so much money moving in agriculture. It's crazy. We got a little bit of, I'm going to say not a little bit of a downturn in the market. Markets are emotion, like I say.
Well, right now we're looking at November corn down 17.
Yep.
It's going to be close to $4 now, isn't it?
It's going to be really close to $4. It's sitting at 407, I think, is what I just saw.
I think you can fairly call that a downturn.
So
Maybe
we
contraction.
just took a third of their paycheck away as farmers, and we charged them twice as much to borrow the money.
Let's back up a little bit. December corn is sitting at 417 on the board, down 16 cents. September corn is sitting at 405. Beans are up 13 cents. November beans up to 11.18, but that's hardly enough to say up, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably going to temper a little bit. But we've had a lot of conversations around when it's time to buy or you need to upgrade, you kind of don't have a choice anymore.
Well, here's a local farmer that works out with me in the morning, and he just texted me, corn market is ugly.
It is.
That's the way to word it. That's the way to word it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's going to have any effect on these planters, because is it also still true that buying in season or ahead of season is typically where you see higher values? So if we're looking at planters today, everybody should have their crop planted, whether they did it 2 or 3 times. This isn't a need today.
Right.
So probably an opportunity.
Maybe an opportunity. You know, that was always the case, right? And that's why combines, headers always sell in August. It's kind of the selling season. What we're seeing now, though, with online bidding and just the ease of access across the country, is there's less seasonality that takes place. And if you're looking to get a premium, so if you're selling, there's 1 month, we've done regression analysis on this, and the only month that I've ever been able to tell that brings a premium is December.
Tax season.
Right, exactly.
Yep, everybody's just preparing for taxes.
Yep.
I did it. I probably
we'll
overpaid
here,
for
gentlemen.
a tractor that I bought, but I wanted to buy it before the end of the year, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. Yeah, and I even looked for harvest equipment. Combines are a great example. And the huge spike in selling is in August. So I'm like, August is going to bring great value, and it doesn't. It doesn't bring any necessarily lesser value, but it's I'm not seeing a major change in prices in any particular season.
So if we go back to those sprayers, just to get you a couple of results. 44 started off 315,000 was the final price. The first 4038 with that fertilizer tender was 180,000. The second 4045, that was the 2015, went for 87.5. That 4940, that was sitting at 42 grand. Before pre-bid,
80,000.
67,000.
Hey, I was pretty close first time I said it.
Yeah. And then that 38 that just sold 155,000. So they're finishing up on the Firestone tires. They're going to head over here to the planters. So if you like the conversation that we had on the planters, make sure that you go over to agrivisionequipauction.com to place your bids there. But why don't you pan your camera there, Dave, to these 2 4-wheel drives, these pretty little ladies sitting in front of us. They are both 9520Rs. 2019, one is a 2017. So as we talk 4-wheel drive tractors now, what's that market been doing?
If I had my money on any kind of market, it would have been those this year, and it still is. They're a little softer than what they have, but if you watch the new production that's coming out of the factories, it wasn't until November, December this past year where they started to tail back production, whereas everything else, they were pulling that back at least a half year before then. So 4-wheel drive was steady coming in, but one of the big reasons was during the pandemic and then the supply chain issues that we had afterwards. And so they couldn't ramp up production. I mean, all the wire harnesses, the labor that it took, everything is just so hard to produce. So they didn't overproduce. There's not the oversupply in the market of those wheel drives. And so because of that, supply and demand, you don't have the oversupply, and so you don't have the price pressures that are pushing the rest of the market down right now. You still have demand pressures that are pushing it down, but I bet those guys bring close to current market average. I don't think they'll drop very much.
So I just pulled it up, Tanner, because I'm a subscriber to Tractor Zoom as well,
by the way.
And at the one 2009 R 4,100 hours. So I'm going to filter. We got results all over dealer listing average 1,000, but the auction average is about $312,000, and that's 10 of the 28 results. Now, so those have different hours.
So these are about 4,000 hours. Is where they're sitting.
So you're probably sitting right towards that 200,000. Would be my guess.
So your pre-bid right now on the 2000.
I didn't click anything, boys.
So the pre-bid sitting there,
keeping it real.
140,000 on this 219. So he's got a lot of work to do once he gets over here and starts jumping on
Well,
those.
today,
four-wheel
they'll get up
drives.
there, though. Yeah, it'd be anxious to see. There's just a comparable sale, and that was in Missouri, but almost identical hours. It's a little newer. You know, ours is a 19. The one that I'm looking at as a comp is a 21. But of course, in tractors, we don't go by years; we go by hours a lot.
Yours will make a little bit of a difference, but it's primarily hours. So I think it'll be hard for that to get above 200,000. But you know, 190 would be a good showing.
And this is where it's so crucial to have that data on the back end, even for decision making. I want to go buy it. I don't want to overpay for it, but I don't want to underpay for it. But the reality of this, I know it's cliche for everybody that's listening, but it's worth whatever somebody's willing to give. If somebody really, really needs it, they might give more. If somebody just wants it and it was their dad's, they might, give more. If the market won't bear it because corn prices are down, well, then it's only worth a little less.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And the recency of data is the big thing now. That, I mean, there's so much data out there that we can all pull, but who has the time to search Google for 5 to 6 hours to pull the data? And so you want the recent data at your fingertips, and that's showing probably about a little less than 200,000.
Yep, you got it. Well, they are just getting on planners. They're at 335,000 on this one. I'm going to toggle over, Tanner, and we'll listen here for just a second.
Sounds good.
Going to get loud. I'll turn her down.
That surprises me.
Screen real quick, and then we'll see if we can get it back.
All right, get you guys back in my ears. There you go. So it looks like if I'm watching the live feed on that item, no, that's good. So as we sit here now, we pulled up to these 8R tractors. This is going to be a fun part of the auction. Now they're almost identical. So we've got 4 tractors. They, I think, all have less than 350 hours on them. And the only thing different is one of them is sitting on, I'm going to call them metrics. I don't know what you necessarily want to call that, little wider track, little wider tires.
Yeah.
We're pretty much dualed up, matching tractors.
Here we go. I think I got our sound a little better, boys. BBC 2022.
Price on that.
137.5. But let's go ahead and get into these 8R 400 tractors. So there's been a lot of sales. If you want to go ahead and fill that auction feed in our ears, we'll jump into this. We got on front wheel assist track.
Yeah. So follow these 8R varieties a ton. One of the nice things, I mean, the 310s, 340s. The great thing about following those is there's enough of a frequency of track all throughout the year. and their value. My guess on these, the ones that are sitting around, what are those? About 300, low $300.
Yep.
390 is going to be my price. That's where the market average has been. If it's above it, that's good for equipment resiliency. But if it starts to fall below that, typically large row crop tractors are the cornerstone of the market.
Yep.
I mean, they tend not to be super seasonal, and they're the last to go if a market tips or even raises. So I think I'm really watching these guys to see if they're going to hit that 390 mark.
And that's interesting because I looked at some of the results before we came out here, and we had one just recently on May 23rd that came in at 330,000. We had one earlier in April that came in at 401,000. So kind of gives you that range on auction prices for tractors with this low of hours. You assume these came off of lease?
Yes. Yeah. I'm pulling off of lease. That's one of the big issues that you're having right now. Tractors and combines. Dealers, lenders are trying to figure out lease residuals, figure out what they're going to be worth afterwards. And after the last couple of years, the way that things appreciate into more of a normal market where you will depreciate, you got to try to guess what these things are worth. And now the big issue is you've got to find that second buyer that wants this type of equipment and hope that second buyer didn't buy 2 years ago when they had cash in their pocket.
Yeah.
If that market was fulfilled, then now you don't have a second buyer with higher prices. That's when you can start to see, a pretty big drop in the market.
Let's do three of them. Thank you.
They are good. Yeah.
Got some fresh water. Look at this, treating us like kings.
Well, that's good.
Absolutely. So,
well, we weren't far off. I just looked up that last planter, and they were at about 210,000, and this one's bringing 215. So 220. We're getting right close there.
Yeah. When I was watching earlier before I hopped in the trailer, I was watching some of the smaller stuff sell, that skid steer and a couple of those smaller tractors.
Yeah.
I'm seeing excitement in the crowd. That looks like it's bumping up those bids. And I was, not sure if it's going to happen on this large ag type of stuff because, that's a pretty emotional bid you got to do for an extra 10 to 20,000. But over there, I was seeing almost everything come in slightly above recent auction average. And I don't know if I can attribute it just to, the excitement of the crowd or the fact that we're not flooded out.
There you go. There's probably a little extra morale bump as you sit there. It's just going to be interesting to see this new of equipment sell, and we're going to have a lot of information. Is it going to be the fact that we identify there's 3 bidders in the crowd and there's 4 tractors? I was surprised to hear that the auctioneer thanked the 2 bidders in the crowd for that first 2023 planter. So that was bid on site.
Right. Yeah. I really didn't expect much on site bidding for these larger items, but could be wrong. And I mean, that's a good sized crowd out there. I don't know how many people are out there, but
right. It looks like it's almost as many people that were at the Studio 205 open house yesterday. No, it wasn't quite that big.
You can Photoshop them in. It's fine.
That's right. We should. Anything you want to say else about these items before we move on to the combines?
I'll be interested in, and maybe this is just the data nerd in me, but the fourth one that sells. I mean, the fact that they are so similar, except for that one with the different tires on it. But do you exhaust the best buyer and then the second best buyer? And like you said, are there 4 buyers to satisfy 4 tractors? And essentially you need 5. Really.
Yeah, you're playing a bet as a buyer there. Do you try to buy the first one? I, as an auctioneer, always say the first one always sells cheapest. So buy the first one because it's going to set the bar, and then everything. I'll buy the second one. I'll buy the third one. If I was a betting man, I'd actually think that first one sells the most cost effective.
You want to tap the roof there? Move your camera to get the combines in the picture, because that's another thing that is going to be interesting for us. We just talked about 8R 410s. Remember, if you want to bid on this stuff, they are now back on those 9R 520s or 9520Rs that are sitting back there almost like sisters, just 2 years apart. You got to go to agrivisionequipon.com. We talked about our 8R 410s that are going to be a match. Now we're looking at S780s. And as I look across here, we've got 3 of them that are tooled up. One of them sitting on LSWs. They all appear to have, 2 of them have folding grain tank extensions, and 2 of them have Demco extended grain tank extensions. So a couple of different setups. I should look in here and see.
2 of them still have plastic on the seats, Tanner, and 2 don't.
Yeah, we're all 2023s. Let me pull up where we're sitting at on those. 2023s,
Is it 2019 in there?
and then a 2021. So we got a pair of matching 2023s sitting there at 288, 355 hours, a 2021 that has 460 hours, and then that 2019 sitting there in the corner is at 950 hours.
Do you
Those
see
are separated
anybody
hours.
give more money if it's dualed up versus if it's LSWs?
Not that I've ever seen.
Okay.
And we've looked at that too with the data that we have coming across. And I think you'll have people that have their own preference on both.
Yep.
So I haven't seen a significance one way or another.
Wonder if any of them are power. Those two look power rear wheel drive, but I have not taken a look yet.
Yeah, I know the 2023 is power wheel drive. I got my little cheat sheet I printed off of Track Zoom before I came.
Yeah.
There is one that's only a 2-wheel drive. I kind of knocked that one down when I was going for.
I would as well. Yep.
But and down here in southwestern Iowa, you've got a little bit more. I mean, there's some over there, smaller, I don't know where there's Class 6 or Class 7s with Hillco packages, but these at least have contour masters. You've got a little bit to handle some hills on these. I don't know if that'll bring a premium or not.
This will be the interesting part to see, Tanner, is if we were predicting beforehand, we thought that combines might be a little light, and maybe the heads would be even a little lighter than that. But tractors always sell good. They'll sell just fine. In my opinion, planters look like they're doing quite all right over there. But as we get to these combines, it'll be interesting to watch and see what happens here.
I don't know if I fully understand the comment. I don't know if you can see comments on your screen here, but I think one of those DB60s may have came from one of our listeners as a trade-in. So knowing the full history there, a piece of equipment.
Sorry, guys, I turned the comments off. I should put them back on the screen here. Let's overlay them, and then David would buy anything, somebody said.
Somebody, yeah. That's your wife.
Oh, that's my wife in there saying that. No, so she's saying I'd buy anything.
Yeah. That's a lot of fun. Just a reminder, we are the Farm for Profit podcast, media company that has a podcast that is both audio and video. You can check us out on YouTube. We got a lot of clips there that bring our listeners value, or we drop a show on all podcast platforms Mondays and Thursdays. We got Andy here sitting with us today from Tractor Zoom. He's got a couple episodes that we've put together on the podcast. We appreciate that. But remind those that just joined us what your role is at Tractor Zoom and what Tractor Zoom does.
Yeah, I'll start with Tractor Zoom and what Tractor Zoom is. So kind of one-stop shop for farmers to be able to find the equipment they need, whether it's from auctioneers, from dealers all across the country. And one of the big differentiating factors there is just the usability of the site and the fact that we're going to make it better and make things easy. So saved searches, get alerts directly to your phone. And then on the back end, and what I get to really play with is the data. So I'm a director of insights there, and I get to listen to what the market's doing from the farmer side, from the dealer side, and then I get to take our data though and share it back out.
Cool.
So I get to play within the tool all day long, dice up data, try to figure out what direction the combine market and row crop header market's going, and then I get to do what you guys do. I get to talk about it. I get to write about it. Do a little bit of videos, webinars, speaking events.
I like it. Did he answer back yet? Yes, it was. Yes, but the press wheels weren't broken off the right side when we traded it in. Yeah. He says
somebody might have gotten a little close on a turn.
Yeah,
there,
somebody
as far
might.
As I go. So back to combines. Overall, as a market, we've got a couple of Claas machines that probably will be sold when you're not sitting in here. So we talked about the 780. We got a pretty good idea of where that market's going to sit. What about some of these items that aren't what do I want to say? Run of the mill. I look at these 7,500 TTs, Claas combines that are coming up. Single rotor, not the dual rotor, not what Claas is known for. Obviously, they got traded in on a deer combine and now get sold. What are your feelings there on those and then the combine market overall?
Yeah, on those in particular, with deers, especially the 780s, those Class 8s, it's real easy for me to track because we have so many data points on those. Now, when we get into the Claas, like these two Claases that are selling, there's not as many data points. And so just based on the two recent sales that have happened at auction, and there's only been two decent sales here in the past 6 months. I think I pegged those at, about $250,000 on average between the recent sales. But the thing to remember for that is, there's not a lot of them out there. But for the people that really want that type of combine, then there's not a lot of them out there. And so that lack of excess supply can drive up some prices if it fits somebody's preference.
Travis just asked us a little while while ago, how many people do you think are on site today? I know I saw a 405 bid card, so if they're like me and started at 1, there's 400 people for sure. I don't know if there's 1,500, but
No,
we're under 1,000. There's got to be 400 people or so.
I'm looking out over here, and I could probably say 400 to 600 because I can see people walking back from the food trucks and the food tent, as well as roaming around. So I think when you look back here, following that bid truck, the auction truck around is probably sitting at that 300 people just around the truck alone. So,
right. And I was talking to Matt Rash, the user manager that we partner with you a lot at AgriVision, and I think he was hinting at about 1,000 people is what they were expecting based on early interest and pre-registration.
Corey sent me a couple of images here just to give an idea for those that are tuning in that might not have followed any of these other reports summaries. So the June acreage report came out 91.5 million acres of corn. That was compared to the trade average of 90.3 and the prospective plantings report 90.03. So that is down from last year, 3 million acres, but
way
still
higher
than the expectation.
Yep. Right.
Soybean acres came in at 86.1 million. The trade average there was predicting 86.7. Prospective plantings report was 86.5. So that was down from what they were expecting. However, was up 2.5 million acres from the year before.
Well, you're almost right here. I'm going to interrupt that 9520R in 2019. It's going at 170. We didn't know it hit 200 or not.
Right.
It's under that, 175,000 now.
Well, Kinsey autocorrects in your phone to Jinx, just so you know.
Any 2x2s there? 2+2s.
Oh,
Wally
no.
Morgan.
No anteaters.
I do not think we have any of them.
Actually, this is a fairly new lineup of equipment as we take a look around here.
How? This is a great question. How old is late model?
I always consider 3 years.
3 years.
Yep.
So we are cruising right past here a front wheel assist 8R 370 and an 8R T 370. So I kind of get your opinion there. I think a video on the camera is going to end up showing you these Kinsey planters, but we might be able to spin that back to these two tractors. We're looking at both 8R 370 is a wheeled machine. One is a tracked machine. 2023 on the wheels, 2020 on the tracks. We did drive by 3 matching soybean Draper heads, but we talked a little bit about where that market sits. So what do you think about these 370Rs?
Yeah, that 370R, the market is down a little bit in those, but again, similar to those 410s, I'm watching to see if it hits that kind of the price threshold that I've seen in the last 2 to 3 months. The 8RT, there's not many of those. And again, those can be a preference. I know that the suspension is way better, the ride is way better than the initial dual tracks that Deere came out with.
Okay.
But I know that still, bothers some farmers.
Like there's a 8360 coming up down the line here that's got tracks on it as well. This is
older.
just newer version, better suspension.
Yeah,
And the
better suspension, better ride.
Interesting part here is Corey standing outside the window, out the door. He would look at this and say that that's not his planter tractor because of how wide the tracks are.
Yeah,
it doesn't necessarily fit down the road for him. So one of those instances to where track preference matter, because 370 horse is a lot, but now it's not as much for main tillage tractors.
Right.
How did those 95 or 9520Rs end up selling as you scroll back up there?
Current bid. Let me scroll back up here. Give me 1 second. 9520 winning bid. Log into view. I'm not logged in.
I will get them pulled up here for you. 175,000 a piece. So 2019 and 2017 both sold. So one would probably argue that 2019 that sold first was the better deal.
Yeah.
2 years newer, same thing.
Let's see what the next 3 do. First one always sells the
No,
cheapest.
that's the 4-wheel drives.
Yeah,
not
just
to
of the
the
2 4-wheel
8R4s.
drives.
I know. First one always sells the cheapest, though.
Yeah.
Let's see what the other ones do.
Okay, so now we're looking out, if we pan that webcam just a little bit, we're looking at a bunch of Kinsey planters. We're talking about a lot of different variations. So I don't know if you've got the data between center fill, and boxes, because we're looking at 2 center fill planters. One's twist fold, and then we've got 3 twist fold box planters.
Yeah, so my data scientist, Hank, and I did an analysis on planters. I think we did a whole webinar on last spring. So the guy's brilliant. The data that's coming in, he was able to break that down and say, okay, these components of a planter are, such and such a difference. Center fill is a big determinant in planter values. Liquid fertilizer depends on the size of planter, but center fill makes a significant difference. And part of that is you find those center fills on your more advanced planters, things with electric drive and precision. But even considering that, center fill makes a difference. And I think that makes sense now too as you look at the aging American farmer population. I know we just went to center fill, maybe like 2-3 years ago, and my dad talks about it making a world.
Oh, we logged back in. We're logged back in now.
Got to keep us awake.
There you go.
But yeah, no, those center fills, I mean, for people that are getting a little bit older, less chance of tearing your knee up walking across the uneven ground, trying to fill planter boxes. It just makes sense for a lot of operations.
Wow, I think that's a good price on that Gator. 2018.
We skipped right over those.
112,000 on that.
Well, Andy, I think this gives us a good break. We appreciate
Good
you taking the time for hanging out here. We may get you back in auction lineup here. We're only sitting at the first hour and a half of this sale, so we'll have plenty of time for more of that to kick in and kick out. But Dave, we got a lunch delivery, so why don't we pull up the auction on the screen, be some audio silence during that time period.
Yeah, I don't know why the audio doesn't work, guys. We tested this today, and I will try to get it to you. We'll get that up on the screen. Watch the auction here for just a second.
Yeah, we'll see if we can.
So what about the planner?
It was good or junk? All right, you got us back. Audio good? Did you need me to go back down? Is that
All
better?
right.
That's audio, isn't it?
You should have audio. We should be back.
What did you say?
I'm out. I'm not on. Check. Yeah, there we go.
I turned you off. I turned you off.
Yeah, you never turn me on.
Let me.
I was crunching a Cheeto in everyone's ear. We are back. How was the talk with Andy?
Very good.
What did we learn?
He's got a lot of data, and that the market's changing. It's always changing, so that you got to watch it.
Yep.
So the first S780 sold for $390,000. They're selling them as choice. If we go back and we listen to, or we go back and we see these 8R410s, the non-dualed ups, I'm going to call it the super singles. The super singles brought nearly 30 grand less than the other three.
I thought I was standing next to Andy as we were eating our sandwich out there, and we were watching that, and we thought that was very, very interesting. The cheapest of the three tractors that had duals on them was the first choice. Then they got higher, and then the very last one, like Tanner said, 30,000 less for the LSWs, and wonder why that is.
Because it shouldn't be $30,000. Maybe there's $30,000 in rubber.
I mean,
if you wanted to go and make it dualed up, would it cost you 30 grand?
Tires are expensive. I mean, if you want to go buy LSWs alone, I think I priced them like 8 years ago. Just the rears were 15 grand. Because you can't just buy tires. You got to buy the wheels.
I'm gonna have him pull up there in front of those beanheads. Oh, you just do a tap, huh? I don't even need to text him.
It's like Morse code. However many taps, that's how many lots he wants them to go forward.
So as we look now, they're going through these S780s. So we had talked about there a couple of different varieties. So they're still selling them as choice. The first one that was chosen was one of the 2023 sisters. The second one was chosen. First one went for $390,000. The second one went for $350,000.
Easy Starlink.
So as far as that goes, pretty consistent there, but kind of surprised to see a $40,000 difference between those. We had the other ones had max bids of 150 grand online before he started his auction cry here. But no, Andy always had good information. He's always very analytical and well thought out in his words. After we got out of the truck, we had talked a little bit about those Claas combines that are coming up a little bit later. And a couple of people in the crowd are a little concerned because there was some Fendt combines on a sale about a week ago out in Indiana.
Oh, yeah, the ideals.
Yeah,
it's not so ideal.
It was not an ideal sale. So we're be curious to see if these two Claas 75.
I think Claas
TTs.
has a little bit more of a dealer network. A little bit. They've been around a little bit longer. A little bit more proven.
Yeah.
I expect they'll sell fine.
All right. So if we look out our window, you guys can see behind us a couple of soybean platforms. These are Drapers. They are Drapers. That's correct. But before we get to those, just a reminder, you got to go to agrivisionequipauction.com. They're working on the S780s. And then once they go through those, there's a couple of 45
face clean
Drapers that will sell before we get into those 370s and the Kinsey planters. So we are a ways ahead of where this auction is currently. Corey, as you looked at those Drapers around the corner, what did you think of those?
I didn't see a bad one here. Looked at several of them because, to be honest, I'm kind of looking for a Draper myself right now. We have a 35-foot. I would like to go. We have an S780 combine. Would like to go to a 40 or 45-foot. If I go to a 45-foot, I have to get the auger extension puck so I can hit the grain cart. But I think that'd be pretty good for efficiency.
So all these John Deere Drapers that are coming up right now are all 45-footers. So even what's behind us here.
Yeah, so they're all 45 in this section, and then I looked at a bunch of 40s over beyond. You can see behind across the ditch, and then they got some Macdon stuff as well. So lots of heads selling. If you need a head, I bet there'll be one here for you.
I spoke for while we were talking to Andy when we got to those 370, the 370R and the 3RT, not what we're looking at right in front of us right now. But as we were talking about that, I noticed how wide the tracks were and said that you would probably tell us that those were not planter tractors.
Those are 25 inch. That's what I have on. They might be 30. I have 24, 25 inch, and then they plant just fine.
Okay. So I might have missed.
You might have misspoke on that one.
I actually like them. Carries my weight a little bit more. I have the tanks on the tractor. Carries the weight a little bit better.
So we talked about the 8RT 370 and the 8R3. What we've got in front of us here, a little older vintage. We're looking at 8360 RTs and an R. So again, same horse. But yes, what are you looking at?
And this is what I told the boys that I needed when we were coming.
Yes, that's right. So this will be quite interesting. This is one of the tractors that Dave's going to be bidding on. So we may end up parking here when they come up a little bit closer. But what do you think, Corey, in your opinion, as we sit here and talk about the differences between tracks and tires? Wheeled machines are a little bit more versatile.
Very versatile. You can still go in the crop if you have to go spray, if you need to go pull a sprayer out, if you need to go cultivate. That's why we kept our 8420 around when we went to our 8345. So, yeah. But I tell you what, I was a little nervous when we went to the tractor, the 8345, and they plant like a dream. They plant like a dream. I tell you what, you can put that planter right back corner, and it floats across the ground very nicely. And yeah, so that head went for 62.5. So that's actually not a bad price.
Andy was telling us that the difference in that 8RT 370 versus the 8360 RT is a big suspension upgrade.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been taking pictures of Ryan taking pictures. Yeah. He takes pictures of Ryan, of people. So.
Yeah. It is starting to warm up here in the old auction top. You guys want me to pop the back door open? You think we're all right?
Probably could just slide that window a little bit more and get a little more flow, or one of them.
Yep, it'll go.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, if our fans worked in here, we're going to have to get an upgrade for next year.
Oh, we're going to do a lot more of these, especially if our listeners make sure that AgriVision knows this was something that they enjoyed watching, or if it wasn't, you need to tell them it was something you enjoyed watching anyway. Remember, you can't bid on this platform. That is a future goal of ours, being almost like the Manning cast of Monday Night Football, being able to sit there picture in picture.
Yeah, our vision is auctions are fun, right? A lot of people go to auctions just for the entertainment factor. They bid on a thing or two, but they don't necessarily need to hear the auction cry all the time. Maybe they're waiting for that piece that sells way in the end, but they want to watch the auction. They might not have been able to make it. Might be because there's, like we said, auctions. I don't know. I went to Equipment Facts. There's like 10 auctions going right now.
Yep.
You know, across this
is the coolest one.
Country.
I mean,
yeah.
I just commented. Is that S780 bush wrapped yet, Corey?
No, and actually, breaking news, not going to happen this year. So
Scott on YouTube saying it'll be interesting to see what that 8360 RT sells for. Ours is 2012 with 2,300 hours. So you guys all watch auctions. Maybe we're the value establishers for if this gentleman will sell his.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. It is interesting. We look back at those S780s. So there was a big difference between 2019 and 2021. Obviously, nearly $100,000 difference. 187,000, 280,000 was the sales price on those S780s. And then we went through those heads. You said 62.5 for the first Draper.
First one, yeah, and then they sold the others really quick.
Choice.
Oh,
Took both. 55,000.
Okay.
Oh, 55, yeah.
Yeah. So now they're moving into those that front wheel assist and tractor. I believe they are also, they're not giving choice. So they are selling the wheeled machine
machine first.
Yep. I will say the wheeled machine has tires that they're about 50%, I would say. Wouldn't you say, Dave?
Yep.
The tracks, they're probably right at 50%. Lots double wear.
Yeah, they looked a little more wore down, I thought.
Yep.
Yeah, the interesting part is, I was pointed at the 8360R and RT. But as we wheel around here, we're going to run into a couple S770s. However, behind me is the pair of 8R 340s with
340
that
foot. Well, oh yeah, there.
340s with the front 3-point hitch.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's like European stuff. There, you could push and pull and do everything with those.
Yeah. So
Well,
it'll be
look at this
interesting.
guy. The current bid is 370 on this 8R 370. Just sold. The auction average on Tractor Zoom Pro is 362, 425. So within
Pretty close.
$5,000, it's
It's
not.
selling above.
Raising the average.
Selling above.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's look up some information on some S770s. So if we've got S770s, you want to pull up that information?
Sure.
These are 2023. Two of them are 2023. One of them's 2022, in that 600 to 400 separator hour range. They look like pretty much identical machines. I'll be curious to hear what they have announced about this one here who has its concaves out. Isn't that what I'm looking at?
Yeah, that's a set of concaves there, sitting on top.
Corey Doug Adams says you need to wrap it with Farm for Profit.
I don't think Tanner'd pay me enough.
I don't think you pay.
I know you got paid for that wrap, so I may get you 12 cases of beer and
Yeah.
see if you'd wrap it.
There you go.
So that first one, 225,000 for the 8RT 370. We're still working on getting our internet go for those results for you, Tanner.
So current bid, 8RT 370, 225,000.
How many hours thing?
All right, on your
185. Selling some Kinsey planters after this. Several from new to a little bit older.
Yeah, we got to ask some good questions there about the difference in value between center fill and box.
Was there much?
Yes. He said if you have identical setups next to each other, it would outperform. The bulk fill would outperform hands down.
Okay. I know you Kinsey guys that like your Kinsey planters. I was looking for like a little 6-row or 12-row Kinsey replant planter. And I got an 8-row John Deere 7000. Works great, but we live too close to the metro and our roads are too narrow and we get too much traffic. It doesn't fold. So I was looking for something that wasn't 22, 24 foot wide going down the road. And you guys and your Kinseys, you like them. You cannot find one for under 20 grand. Even like not in great shape.
That 370 is up over $200,000. Continue to watch that one.
262.5.
Yep, they're looking at it pretty hard. They're getting bids in the crowd itself, so it's kind of interesting to see a couple of live bids here.
So we met Carson, 6th gen farmer. We had a podcast with him. They were down here. They bought a couple things on the auction. He was telling me while I was out getting you guys lunch that the river level a few miles away is higher than it was in 2019 when they were 14 foot underwater.
Huh.
The levee's rebuilt, but he talked to his insurance agent and he said, you are not insured with that machine sitting there on that lot with that threat. And so they're going to try to get their planter out of here today.
Huh.
And they're from South Dakota. So
Yeah.
So Tanner, are you what hours were you looking at on that S770?
400 to 600.
So here's 330,000 that just sold in Illinois not too long ago. Here is
Here's 602 for that 2021. There's one of those sitting up there.
Oh.
There's a couple pair of 2021s.
2021's right here with 800 hours on them, 600 SEP hours, 330,
Also
330.
330,000.
They got tracks though.
Yep.
Now, let me look here. Let me sort this out. Let me just put a little hour meter on this.
I'm trying to think of how we're going to end up doing this. We may have to get ourselves turned around.
They will. Yep.
Boy, this Kinsey selling right now is a deal. 100,000 for a 2023 1631. Dave, you could upgrade.
Oh my!
Just you want to give him a little roof tap? Just have him go up to about
tap,
the front of the
roof.
combine.
So our auction average for the ones I just typed in between 400 hours and 1,000 hours on all the S770s, and average is 312,387.
So look at that. We got our man in here telling us we're doing a good job.
All right.
So I'd have him stop right about here. Be just fine.
So if there's anyone around the Pacific Junction area that has a tractor and gets up out of the floodplain,
Can
you
get
could
up out of high
probably
ground.
reach out to us or reach out to Carson, 6th Gen Farmer on YouTube, and we just put a show out with him a couple weeks ago, and see maybe if you could help him out.
Yeah, we got a super fan here. Great job announcing upcoming pieces, prices, items sold, keeping the auction interest going. Good directing your listeners to the big platform. Blech.
Very good.
Awesome.
That's super fan there.
Not
A
super
couple
fan,
big super fans there.
Mama Lynn, but we can be a super fan of the super fan. This is kind of fun. I mean, I feel like the only thing I would change so far, unless you listeners have something else to say, is
Air conditioning.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, okay. Why do auction toppers not have it?
I could have been in shorts.
More money. You know, an auction topper costs about $11,000.
I know how much you guys make. That's a drop in the bucket.
You wonder why we charge 10% on that combine when we sell it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you why. This is why.
Another thing I feel like I would be a little bit extra value here. You know, we are again about 15 minutes ahead of the actual auction itself. Is like a man on the streets having a remote mic. It'd be difficult to have a remote mic and camera, but to be standing over there and getting the mood, the feel. I mean, you see, Andy told us the energy was high.
Yep.
Because he was walking around before we did.
Yep.
You got to walk around a little bit.
Yeah, Tractor Zoom's got a couple people going around asking a couple questions. What was there? What is the number one thing you need to bring to an auction? And
Checkbook.
What?
Well, according to the one guy here that took my pen, I didn't know who he was. He said, "You got a pen I could borrow?" And then he walked away with it.
I'm glad you didn't give him mine.
Glad you didn't. I got mine in my pocket. We're good.
And then they asked, what's for a first-time auction goer? What's one piece of advice you'd give them? And I think I said one thing I would bring is sunscreen.
Yeah.
And what was my? Do your research on. Make sure you're looking at prices using Tractor Zoom, things like that, to find out what things are worth.
It's crazy.
You didn't go the corny answer of your checkbook.
Years ago, have this data. Do you think that inhibits auction prices? Do you think there was more emotion in it years ago when we didn't know? I was willing to give $400,000 even though it was only worth $380 by the auction average.
Right.
I mean, we just gave whatever we were willing to give. Now I feel this way even on selling stuff on anywhere, from Facebook to eBay to auctions, is people like, oh, I wouldn't give that because I know exactly what it's worth. I see people at the store with the app on their phone. They're like, I could buy this on Amazon cheaper than I can buy it here. And then they don't buy it.
You're right. I do that.
See, I don't. It's the convenience factor in the local store. I'll give more money because it's there right now and I need it.
That's because you just have more money.
No. He's more frugal than me.
You were the one coming down here saying, well, for my 70 acres, I might need that 8360.
I might need that 8360 RT.
With tracks. They said, you going to do hay with that, Dave? And
this 2014 Kinsey that's selling right now, Corey, obviously you got to go to agrivisionequipauction.com to place your bid.
Sold 62.5.
62.5. Do you feel like that was a deal?
You can.
That's probably sold right where it needed to be.
You took a look at that.
I took a look at that one. Had a fertilizer on it and looked as you would expect a planter with fertilizer on it. I will just say that. I mean, it definitely could be a great planter for someone. Just a little extra rust, I would say.
For those that are just tuning in, it looks like we got 380, almost 400 people watching. I just posted as the host there of where you click to bid. You can also scan the QR code in the upper left-hand corner. Of course, you can see the ticker on the bottom and go to AgriVision Equip Auction.
Did we lose Instagram?
No, it doesn't show Instagram on this feed.
Okay.
It never did. It has to go organically through Instagram with the stream key. But a couple of ways to find it.
Move here, gentlemen.
Scan that QR code. You can just type it in on the bottom. If you do type in that agrivisionequipauction.com, that's going to take you to their page. Great pictures, great. That is not the bidding site either, but it has a link to the bidding site. You're probably best to go right in the comments. Go right in the comments and click their link I just posted. Now, that will not work, I don't believe, on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, which the majority of you are actually on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, I would scan that QR code in the upper left-hand corner, screenshot it, long press hold on your QR code, and after you long press hold on that QR code, it will come up to the website.
I feel like I'm Ace Ventura in that Jeep.
Ooh, there's a breeze. I don't know, Dave, if you want to, I told him to kind of park right back where we were, so we were out of his way. As far as that goes,
and then we can, because they're just going to turn right back around.
They're just going to do exactly what we just did.
So we got to see everyone. Slap hands.
So now we got to feel a little bit of energy of the auction.
That's what we need. We need to gavel. Sold.
Like, whoa, hey, look at everything. him here. Now, what do you want to do?
Corey hotboxed. No, he didn't hotbox the topper, but he did hotbox the truck on the drive out here and blamed it on the rest stop that we drove by.
Hey, Nick, I'm going to need you to go load pay tonight. I'm busy.
I'm busy.
That breeze feels getting quite a bit of a flight there. This is kind of neat. I don't know, guys, if you're partial to sitting on the stools. My butt was getting a little tired. And this was pretty good. A little stand up, give it a different feel. But as we look at these box planners here, we have current bid of $0.
I do like this topper, though. Been in many. And this one's got a front window. Mine doesn't have a front window.
Yeah.
Let a little air through here. This is nice.
Yeah.
He's got 15 in solid money, boys.
There you go.
Correction, Dutch oven.
Correction.
So as we sit here and kind of reflect on all the auctions that we've been to, and obviously, Dave, you've been to a lot of different auctions. I don't remember very often as a kid getting to go. There was always a used equipment auction in Alta, Iowa, that we'd kind of drive through and take a look whenever we went to the grocery store and back. But I didn't spend a lot of time at a sale. What about you, Corey, as a kid?
No, like it wasn't like this. When there was an auction, it was a big deal because it was normally a farmer was retiring. Mm-hmm. So it was within your 7 or 10 or 15 mile radius, kind of, your neighbors, I would say. I do remember going to some auctions that way. Don't ever remember what sold or how much. I remember going to my great grandpa's auction, which was pretty sad. They sold the ground and they sold a lot of his equipment that, I can't remember what it was, $1,600 or $2,000 an acre in the early 2000s was just too much. We couldn't afford it. We still farm that ground. Luckily, my grandpa's cousin bought it.
Yeah. Do you guys think we're cramped in here? Look at that other auction topper.
Yeah, they got 4 or 5 people.
5 people in there right now.
Yep.
So they got a couple different auction clerks. One is keeping track of who bought it, who sold it to their software, probably relaying back to where they're going to pay. Of course, the auctioneer. You got somebody else that might be
$23,000 planner right there, wasn't it?
Yep.
Sure looks like it. The other person in there is going to be the online ringman, if you will, that's turning in the bids just like we would be here and saying, yep, got a bid. Here we go. Hey, there's a new comment from Nick, just like that, all in real time. So
it's kind of interesting, too. I look in there and I sometimes wish I had long flowing hair, but
not today.
A day like today, I think not that would just, I think I'd have had that pulled up, chucked back a little bit there. But boy, he's got hair some women would kill for.
Yeah.
I shouldn't assume gender, right? As far as that goes, we're now
there's a beard, so I'm going with.
We're now approaching the last of those Kinsey planners, which is interesting because now we're going to get into that tractor that Dave was talking about. As we drove over here, Dave, that 8360R was what, sitting at 36,000? Is that what you said? And online they've already bumped it up to 80 grand.
Yep, too much. 90. No, 80. Yep.
Yeah. It's going to be quite interesting there. Dave, as you think about your career as an auctioneer itself, which, of course, if anybody needs any auction services, Whitaker Marketing Group would be our place to send them. When did you attend your first auction?
It was actually with my wife, cattle auction. So after it was not when I was growing up. Later in life, married into cattle, went and listened to Phil Schooley sell my wife's family's cattle. And that would have been my first auction. And then eventually get to go to thousands and thousands more since then.
Yeah, because that's interesting that it isn't like you were a kid that grew up to want to be an auctioneer.
Not at all, which is atypical, I would say.
When you look at the other auctioneers at competition for auction or those that you just associate with professionally, do you feel like a lot of them grew up with their dad as an auctioneer, or mom, or uncle, or grandpa?
I've been taking a poll on this. So I get to teach auction school too. I just asked at auction school 2 weeks ago in Montana, how many people are first generation, meaning their dads didn't do it, their mom did. And I bet you 80% of the class raised their hand. So the new generation of auctioneers will not be ones that their mom and dad did it and they're in the company.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm a first generation podcaster.
Yeah.
I didn't know where you were going with that. But that's
got
pretty
that
fair.
8360 selling pre-def. I got video of it going. So I'm gonna get a nice little deal here. 5,000.
Man, we're so close to 400 people. We need you guys to like, share this, put it out there. Let people know. I want to hit 400 people on our feed.
If you're watching this too and you're unable to comment back on Twitter, or you have any instances like that with ideas or suggestions, we welcome any and all of that, because so far we're having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if it comes across that way, but if you get to an instance to where you feel like you got some feedback, don't be afraid to send that to us. Or if you're tired of listening to us here, make sure you go to every platform where you get your podcast or YouTube and go watch and listen there.
You can actually text Tanner, 515-207.
I didn't even think
9640.
Yeah.
Put that on the ticker.
right.
515-207-9640. That's the Farm for Profit podcast line. You can send us a text. You can call. It'll probably go to voicemail and leave us a voicemail. And if it's good enough, we'll play it.
That's a good idea. We should have done that early on.
Yeah, 515-207-9640 is that number. Update on the corn and soybean market. Corn is down, looks like 10, 14 and a half, and beans are right about even, maybe just slightly up.
All right, we moved on to
60 still.
the 8360. The RT sold for 110,000.
10,000.
10,000. Yeah, if you are new to joining us, we do have a podcast, and that's a way that you can get to know us better really quickly. We are about to celebrate 5 years podcast anniversary. I don't know if we would have imagined that we would have gotten along together for 4 years of that. Dave and I for all 5 of them, but it's worked out. So part of that is you. So if you're new to tuning in, that's another way to get to know us better, learn about our fans, our friends, our family, and some of these cool gigs we get roped into as far as that goes.
Now you guys are going to have to test this for me. I'm going to put this screen, if I can do it. There's going to be a QR code at the bottom. If you don't follow our podcast, click that, but I better check it first. Hold tight.
Send them someplace.
Hopefully it's not one of those other sites you got to open on your phone.
Oh, whatever.
So we're looking at $10,000 higher than the track tractor went for this wheeled machine.
Well, it's taking you to equipmentfacts.com. Now, the other day it wouldn't take me to the right one, and now it's still not taking me to the right one. Let me try this one more time. Let me hide it first.
All right, they are rolling into those S770s. You want to tap his roof, we will bypass him.
Well,
or you want to
let's let him make that. Maybe send him a text that whatever's safe for him, because they're gonna. We could just sit here and take it in for a little bit and not cause any problems. Could move the webcam over here.
The cord's not long enough, right?
Never long enough.
It is not. All right, let's try it one more time here.
You know, if they're thinking, they'd grab Dave for a little guest auctioneer for a couple of pieces. Work?
It goes to goes right to the bidding there.
Oh.
It does not go to our page right now. I don't know why.
Little bug in the system. 770s are good combines. Fun fact about the 660s and the 670s and the 770s. They got a different wind board than the 680, 680s and larger.
Oh, really?
And there's a little pip that John Deere had. They thought that they needed to make the wind boards, I think, bigger or different angle or something because they thought they were threshing more. Well, in fact, the smaller wind boards actually provide more cleaning up front. And so there's a pip now. We did that on our 780.
Oh, really?
Someone scanned the QR code. Look at that.
That's good.
Let's show it. It was probably me.
So they are working on those S70s right now. Son of as choice. And we said 300,000 is where the market was going to put it.
406 separator hours. That's basically
300,000. See how many they're going to take.
What? How much did we say on those? 315?
330.
330. So a little under the market, but
takes lot 86.
takes first one.
So what do we think? Second one's going to sell higher.
A little higher. Do it again. More hours. 3,000.
Yeah, a couple hundred more hours, 300
Yep.
more hours. So should bring.
Did I need to jump out and look at the star length? Everything's going good.
That's about flat, so it should be fine.
It's flat. We should be good.
Unless he knocked it
I
over.
changed it.
All right, as you're looking on the webcam, you see us just bypassing our
There goes
hearts.
6 J.
Can't see him. Face right back on us.
That guy's a dad. Just in case you wanted to know. He's got a hat that says dad on it.
Oh,
He's got a dad.
those boys must be Wiffle Hybrids fans because
Hey,
that's
no free ads.
what they've got on their shirts too. This is kind of neat. Look, now we got an audience. If anybody, can
Yeah,
hear
I
what we
like
got
it
going
right
on.
here.
Quite a few folks.
We'll keep talking.
What is the best hat you've seen here? Ryan asked me that earlier. I was like, honestly, I haven't even been paying attention. You see any
I should start.
good hats? So
I like what's underneath that hat there.
I'd like that Agrivision hat. How do we get one of those?
Yeah, that'll do.
That is quite interesting there. It makes you wonder how you could phrase that, if it's the hat or what's under it, as far as it goes.
All
So
right.
these guys, you can tell it's the auction hat that they've worn for most of their time. So if, Dave, you want to flip that webcam angle, we can take a look at these tractors that are out in front. If you think about it, let's first talk about these Draper heads that you had 2023s on the corner. Is that what we looked at? The ones that sold for 62 and 55,000 a piece. Those were 2020s. Those S7 or 745 FDs. What we're going to get to before these tractors, right after these 770s, are 2019s. So there's 1, 2, 3 2019 745 FDs. It'll be interesting to see if they get up to that 55 range. But we saw that first S770 sell for 300,000. The second one was 270, and now they're working on the oldest machine, the 2022, currently sitting at a bid, I think, of a little over 160. Oh, 240. Okay. Your computers must be a little faster than mine.
I wish I would have looked at these 2019 heads a little closer. I walked by them. I didn't see anything that stuck out.
You want to get out?
Beautiful day for an auction, though, boys.
You know,
Yeah.
I feel like the crowd's gotten bigger.
Oh, it has. They always start with small stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Got a couple Iowa State fans here.
There's several hundred right here, and then you can just see people scattered throughout the grounds, just waiting for a piece.
So this is kind of neat looking at these tractors sitting over here. We got 8R 340s, got a pair of them. They're the ones again with that front 3-point hitch lift on them. 2 sets of hydraulic remotes. It looks
The finals. Didn't even make the finals.
It's
I'm
never-
the people's CTO.
these
never-
are red ribbons.
It's never a
CTO.
second place. It's
Yeah.
the reserve champion,
Yeah.
always.
So we got 2 8R 340s, and then we've got an 83 45R and an 83 35R. They're going to be coming up after all of these Draper heads. They're getting turned around to get ready to do those items.
It just told me we lost. I see a connection still. Looks like we still have it over there. Just double checking. It might be fading in and out. We, of course, are in a little bit of middle of nowhere along I-29. And
That's not the middle of nowhere. It's just south of
just
Omaha.
south of everywhere.
South of Omaha.
Uh-huh.
Council Bluffs.
Yep, I still got it. No, we're good to go.
Good.
Put a little sound. I want to hear the auctioneer talk about these.
All right.
Yeah, We won't be able to. Listeners won't
No,
be able to
I
hear
want
it.
to. I don't care about you guys. I want to be able to hear a little bit what they're saying.
Yeah, so there they are. They're out there selling quite a few of these 45-foot John Deere Draper heads.
He is rolling. Let me go right here. Output device. Hey, that's something to talk about, guys. Absolute auctions.
30,000 for 45 Draper, guys. That is cheap. even if you had to rebuild that. I don't know if you do or not. I didn't look at this quote.
I did notice earlier they had their video up on the auction feed. They don't anymore. So what they have is the preloaded video.
Probably was taking a little.
Yep, taking bandwidth. They don't have Starlink.
Here we go. Now we're getting there.
So we're listening to the auction price.
Yep, 47.5.
47.5 on 2019.
Aspen 47.5. 47.
California.
2.5, 7.5, 15 and a half, 20, 22 and a half, 30. I can just keep going.
32 and a half, 35, 37. 92 and a half, 90, 87 and a half, 87 and a half. 5. So go backwards every time you say sold. So if you're saying 770 and a half, sold at 75.
46,000. Goodbye.
Oh, they told that they're selling these a choice.
Yep.
Yeah, it should have been 3 identical. 2000.
Let's see the second one sell for more.
Brian at 50.
You guys want to go to the bid, scan that code, send it back in, you get right over the bidding site. You got dual monitors, pull us up on it, pull them up on another. You make a bid?
Nice bid for you.
Bid for me.
Yep. Oh, steal.
Farm Profit going to buy it?
Yep.
Who's on? Hey, the dad's over there now.
Oh, look at this. I did not know this. You can't complain. There's a locked bidding feature in case you accidentally click the button.
Yeah, I'm locked.
Let's lock
I did
bidding
unlock it earlier, just in case.
just in case.
45.
45. 42.5.
The one sold 46.
Oh.
2. Not 3.
My
Not
water.
4.
I'm okay. That's good.
What's on the floor?
Bids on the floor right here outside the auction conference.
Oh, got to steal it. 43,000, $3 grand less than the first bidder.
Again, there's a lot of, just because they're all the same here, one could need rebuilt, one maybe not, and that's a pretty big expense. A lot of things. I didn't see anything that was in rebuilt.
So just, listeners, we're doing a little less commentary right now. Corey's actually shopping. A couple of 45 year Draper. They are parked right in front of them.
I didn't bring my checkbook, so we're good.
Hey, I'm sure they'd take it from my experience.
I'm sure. Then you got to go to the dang bank. I try to stay out of that place.
I would too. Absolutely. It's been pretty nice. Had about 350, 400 people on, almost all day.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to get the analytics. We've been recording now for 2.5 hours.
I know we've sent at least 10 people the website because at least 10 people have scanned that QR code. Oh, we are.
I don't know if we can hold that. Hear what's going on. Let's go ahead and move ahead. We gotta get ahead. Stop in front of the combine. So as they work on auctioning off a couple of these older heads, still not listen to the auction off.
Oh, you take those off.
Once we get this out to you, Dave, we're going to pull in the data on 83 or these ER 340. Go ahead and stop them. Okay? Stop the truck. 25. So as you look right at our webcam now, you're looking at a couple of Claas combines that Andy and I and Dave talked about a little bit earlier. we had a good time talking about the 7500 TTs. Brought in on trade, low hour machines. It'll be interesting to see how well that market holds up. But 8R 340s, I'll get you some more information on those, Dave. They are 2022s, and one has 240 hours, the other one has 477 hours.
Looks like we got 62 a little bit by year. What year was it again?
2022.
See if we can find the exact year.
Dang it.
Were you trying to take a picture of Dad?
Yeah. He's over here again.
So there are 37 of them that are.
If only they could see. Oh, wait, they are watching
Hey,
what we see.
there's water if you want one.
No, I wanted to get the coin.
Oh, yeah, I'll take one. Sure, just one.
Same here.
Another one?
Yep.
So
Thank you.
2092 results with an average of 330,000. That's across all the platforms that are out there. And how many hours was it, Tanner?
One was 240 some, the other one was 470.
So here is a now this one 291,000 with 516 hours. Here's a 343 hours for 350. So now we're up
Wow.
into that 350 mark.
That's $60,000 difference.
And here is 157 hours, so a little less than where we're at, and it's at 367. So here's a 600-hour machine at 300. So we're going to be between that 3 and 360 amount on those tractors coming right up.
And we're sitting here right now, pre-bid on the lower hour, 240 hours was 250 grand. So pre-bids already sitting pretty high on that first.
This is 8345s for what? How many hours are on this thing?
2,300, almost 2,400 hours.
That's a perfect little hours range for that.
Little.
That's going pretty good. 8345 is a good tractor.
Corey, get ready to raise your hand on these 745 FDs.
Oh, yeah? Is that what someone said?
Yep, right there.
Why is that, Brent? Oh, man. This dang fly is.
Were you in here when Brent identified that one of those planners might have been familiar to him?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, he was not.
Might have actually been the one that went to Carson's farm.
Really?
Yeah.
What can you tell us, Brent?
Oh, he said that
Thing won't unfold.
he said it was in better shape when it left the farm than when it got to the dealership. So we are getting ready to get into these 8R 340s. But right now, like Corey said, the 8345R is being bid on right now. You got to go to equipmentfacts.com to bid, or you got to go to agrivisionequipauction.com. Take another click over there in order to get to the live sale. If you like watching us, that's great. Please let us know how we're doing. We appreciate that. Or if you really want to do us a solid favor, I know this is a lot to ask, go to that AgriVision auction, go to the website, and look for some contact information. And if you can send an email to them, saying Farm
We
for
like
Profit
this.
needs to be at every sale we do.
Yep.
Have them pull around the corner, Dave.
Did you guys talk about these Claas combines?
So we talked a little bit about it, and just basically have them make a turn so we're facing west, and then have them stop, Dave.
Okay.
So we did. They are a piece of information that is lacking in.
There's just not as many
So
of them
right-
out there.
right about
as
there
a
is
green or a
good.
red.
So this 7,500 size, they didn't have a ton of data for as far as that goes. Obviously, you mentioned that they are single rotor combines.
Class 7.
Yep.
Yeah, they are lower houred. As mentioned, the people in the crowd are a little bit excited for these because this might be a buy of the day. They saw, like said, about those ideal combines that did not sell ideally. And
Yeah, it
who
looks
knows?
like the first one that sells, or maybe they're going to do choice. I don't know.
Choice lot, it says.
okay.
And yeah.
One's sitting at 130 and one's sitting at 150.
Oh, on the combine side.
So one's already.
But you're right. Choice lot on the 340s. We have $250,000 bid.
I figured to get up there to that 3 to 350 range is what averages were.
I bet you those boots on that guy right there are really comfortable. Look like ostrich skin.
It's not ostrich.
They're
skin.
Cayman.
That's what it is.
Oh, yeah?
You say ostrich, it has the little quills.
Like that.
That's ostrich.
There you go. $295,000 is where we had on the bid on the first of the choice for these 8R340s. Corey, you were looking at potentially
like
getting
brand
into
new
a
tractors,
Claas
guys.
combine at one point.
At one point, yeah. Last year it was on the docket, and we ended up going with a 780. Actually bought from Agrivision, and been a good combine. Had to put a little money into it. We knew that going in, and upgraded the 9770. You know, we're one of them farms that upgrades every 10 or 15 years, not every couple years. So it's usually a big jump. Hurts quite a bit, you know, but it's been a good combine.
Yeah.
All I know is that and a 12-row head going from a 9770 with an 8-row head, hard to keep up in good corn.
Are you going to have good corn this year?
The potential is there for decent. I would say it's definitely not record-setting with the amount of replant that we had to do and the amount of rain that we had. I think we've lost a lot of nitrogen. But corn, we've gotten what we needed. We needed some dry heat, and we got that for a while. We got another 1.5 inches last night, this morning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've unfortunately made the corn dependent on frequent rains now because we've been saturated so much this spring that it's really rooted down.
All right, so we had that first 340 8R 340 cell in a winter 312.5.
So I got some music on. We can't hear it, but I don't know if you can hear it.
I can hear it somewhere.
R&B, little R&B music playing around. Guys, I found a new feature.
Yeah. Is it royalty free?
It looks like it, yeah. Put a little background in there.
Chili hop? You can do chili
We'll
hop?
do some chili hop.
Where's the country?
Classical. We got love music, world music.
What did I get? Message there. Oh, we're almost up to 400. Got 397 viewers.
First one.
Keep going, please.
Man.
Like, share, review.
Love music. That's what's drawing them in. So it's interesting. I like the live view finder on Twitter, and that is where all of our viewers are coming from. I wonder why we don't have a viewer on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. Have you been seeing us?
Instagram. Let me see.
Facebook appears to be live. We got 3 viewers there.
Not many on Instagram. Couple.
Yeah. So as we get through these tractors right now, they're going to move into the 7500 TTs. Then we're going to move on over, grab a couple of corn heads, and round out with the equipment. Kind of gets a little bit older as we go from here on out down that auction lineup. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of values that they've had. I don't know, Dave. Do you feel like anybody has stolen anything today?
No, not at all.
I like that. Skid loader went light right away.
Yeah, but it was still fine. I mean, it wasn't a huge. You think they're going to sell that Corvette up there? Look at that green thing. Or yellow. Is it green or yellow?
Oh, all the way over there?
Yeah.
I doubt it. And that one service truck, that 2017 service truck.
You know there's more service trucks?
Oh, there are?
I saw, yeah, they were the smaller ones, like more of the lighter duty pickups.
Did you get our new logo anywhere out there?
I don't believe so.
We don't even know if it's our new logo yet.
There's a boy walking around with his dad, having a good time, getting his exposure to an auction himself. So they're auctioning off an 8335R right now, 2013. And they're going to get into these 2 combines. I think is going to be a focus of ours to really get an idea on where things sit.
People just texting me. Uh-oh, what'd we lose? Oh. Dang, man. Thank you.
There you go. Nobody knows who we are. I wonder if we lost the one on the other side.
Can we put it up in the window right here? Or in between the windows?
Good luck with that.
I'll get it. No faith. See if I can
Oh
mess
yeah,
everything
you can
up
put
here.
her in between the windows.
No
We'll
faith.
Go through that.
All right.
There you go.
We'll have to be careful as we get ready to do these next two items. Dave, you'll be ready to tap his.
Yep.
There you go. That's probably enough, ain't it?
That's just all crooked now.
Sure. Okay. We're selling these Lexion Claas 500 TT Lexions, and then we'll move into a couple of and back into some power units itself.
Yep.
A couple of Pro Till, Degelman Pro Tills coming up.
Those didn't sell. They were on the way over. Okay.
I was
Got our
interested.
logo up
Yep.
there, boys. A little bit
There
more playing.
we go.
Yeah.
Like we know what we're doing.
Check this out. We can even go back to both
Dave's
screens.
just playing around.
Yeah, I feel like now that we made it past the noon hour, this water needs to change to cocktails.
On the Claas combines. Oh,
Starting-
shoot. Oh, shoot. Shoot. They jumped right away.
Wow.
250.
260,000 is what he's asking for. Got it right here
Oh,
on,
he's talking.
on the site.
Yep.
I would get him up in front of the tractors and have him stop.
Like this.
280,000, 270, asking 280,000. What'd you say, Dave?
I like this software.
Yeah. That's probably still a good deal for the amount of hours on these.
Yeah.
Those Claas 7s can run a 12-row head pretty handily.
I'd get it right in front of that loader tractor so we give them room to pull it behind us. Because that's what we're looking at next. A couple of corn heads and 88R or 8310R, 8330, and a S790. No, not an S790.
680. 680.
Both 680
680s.
pairs. told that the pre-version, this 7R290. So when you look at like the 7290R, might have a little bit of loader capacity when you would go to lift with it. But I think they've got the hydraulic pumps increased for capacity there that really makes.
I mean, you don't see a tractor of that size with a loader very often.
No. It's a big loader, though. Look at how wide them tires are on the.
Oh, yeah. Got to carry.
It's got single point hookups, too.
Yeah. All right, where'd that?
It doesn't look like it's self-leveling.
292.5 for the first one.
That
Choice
one
lot, so see which one they're going to take.
Take them both. Take them both.
That's BTO status when you take both
Took
combines.
second one. Took lot 98.
So it took the one with less hours.
Yep.
Makes sense. Difference about 200 hours, both on separator and engine. So we'll see 292.5. I think this one brings 270. 250, 270.
These cornhead looks like they're in good shape, too. One of them is a 12-row folding chopping.
We hit 400 people, guys.
Hey, there you go.
405.
There
now.
we go. See, we go 5 now.
Go 5.
We're never
Get there to
satisfied.
5.
Oh, we got 409 now.
520. Oh, really? You scared them away. You probably clapped and.
No, they went up.
They went up. Four more.
I thought it was 411.
No. Where are you making stuff up in your head?
Just way it goes. Colby's been our driver today. I'm not sure if Colby's watching what we're doing. We appreciate him.
Yeah,
He
thank you,
has not
Colby.
knocked the Starlink off the ceiling, which
He
is
hasn't
great.
yet, which is great. I got a lot of
He's-
duct tape on her.
He's been keeping us ahead.
290,000. Ain't far off of that last one.
Wow. So, in other words, the first buy was a better buy. 200 hours.
Hours
worth.
wise.
Yep.
Hours wise, it sure was. Sold it
290.
So $2,500 for
for
200-hour difference.
200 hour. Yep.
There's an Iowa State shirt. It's a good man.
I saw a couple.
Yeah.
I still have yet to find that hat that I think is the best hat that I've seen. But Ryan's an observant person.
Yep.
I do feel like I've seen a lot of people that I rise for some.
He's coming
odd
up.
reason.
We better drive forward a little bit.
We'll pull up in front of those bean heads. We still haven't had anybody reach out to us yet that might be able to get a planter out of this area. So if
Oh,
you
hey,
got
we got a new chat. Let
a
me look
tractor
at
in
it.
the planter
A new
area.
shat?
New shot.
No, that's what Corey did at the truck stop before we started.
CHAT.
Better than a shart.
That's what you did at the truck stop when you hotboxed us or Dutch oven or whatever you call it.
Harrison Burton says, yo, 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 what's up? I'm going to, and my dad watching live.
Harrison Burton, isn't that a NASCAR driver?
Bro, my
Ooh.
dad's spray.
Bro, he spray. Is he some lyrics?
All right. What do we got coming up? We're going on to the head.
Let's get some data here on these combines right in front of us. Move your webcam to get both of them into view, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure, and what are we looking
I'll
for?
get you some data here. These are S680s, and those S680s are 2016 and a 2014, and they have relatively the same number of hours. They've got 2400 engine and 1600 separator.
Need to limit
That's-
that wind a little bit, maybe.
That is coming from the fan. Better?
It's coming from this window.
There it is, boys.
Oh, 75,000.
75,000.
I don't know if you've priced a new corn head at all lately, but boy, oh boy, they are expensive.
By Maya. Can we say that?
Mm-mm.
This is a live show.
Yeah, shorts would have been a good thing.
Yeah, Yep.
Okay, so what are we looking at here?
So auction average 900 results. How many hours?
2400 engine, 1600 separator.
Perfect, right here. 62,000, 63,000.
Ooh, really?
That seems cheap.
Yep. That's
So-
a 13. What year is yours?
Online right now, the 2016 is already at 65,000.
Okay.
The 2004 is only at 30,000.
There, I got a 58, a 63, a 60, a 54. Back off the
These are
hours.
auction results, right?
These are auction results. It'll say auction right here or dealer. How many, let me go hours again. So
2400 engine, 16 separator. I'm kind of excited for these Degelman Pro Tails once they get around the corner.
At a pretty penny price when they're new. I know that. Are you guys in for a high-speed till?
We've got one, and we like the job that it did last fall. These Degelmans just look built,
They are.
overbuilt.
I've rented a Degelman the last 2 years in the fall. Don't do a lot of tillage because we're a lot of strip till anymore, but there's a couple times that I want to do something, or last year had some tall stocks. Did a really good job. They are built. I mean, it'd be tough to break one.
they are good.
I bet
steers.
you could, Tanner, but it'd be tough. It would be
I
tough.
bet
I'm
you.
not the one that breaks things.
All
You're
right.
associated with
Here
it.
we go.
Yes.
Minimum of 2,000 hours, maximum of 3,500 hours, and the average is $101,000. So I still got a lot of them there. I mean, there's a big variance. You get to 2,000 hours, we're at 115,000.
Yep.
You get to 3,300 hours, I'm at 75,000. That 3 mark.
No, that is a big telltale
2020 folding chopping 12 row right now, 79,000.
79,000.
That is a deal right there, and it's sold for 79,000. If you were to go buy a 2024 or 2025 12 row folding chopping from John Deere, it's north of 200,000 now.
Ooh wee.
Yep.
That's pretty good. Well, gentlemen, I think we got about a half hour of broadcast left in us. Listeners, we appreciate you hanging around. Don't go away. We're still going to be here for 30 minutes. We're going to try and make it entertaining for the entire rest of this time period. I hope that buys us enough time to get through these 680s.
Go back to the Tractor Zoom site that you were at. So, difference in these combines: auction average 101,000, dealer list 151. So, do you think you'd go into your dealer and be like, "I know what these are worth"?
If you can't sell it to me retail, I know what you're going to get.
It seems like the last few years, and name your price, no no dickering around or anything like that for price. It's what dealer lists, and some people pay more because they want it.
And every person listening needs to know that. So when they come to the auctioneer and say, I want to sell this, well, I saw it on Auction Time or Tractor House listed at this much. Mine's worth that much. No, auctions are wholesale, hoping for retail.
Yep.
Always. So we're always hoping for that retail market, and other people just wait for the price they want. And so if you want to know what somebody's willing to give, you take it to auction. If you're ready to just set the price and forget it, then it's retail, and then it's a dealer list.
And, it's no question that equipment has softened. And the reason that all of these inventory reduction auctions are happening is because dealers are running on debt. This equipment that they took in on trade, it is on a line of credit somewhere, and it's costing, it's high interest environment. It's bleeding them. So they would rather sell it for maybe a loss than what they took it in for trade and at least get cash so they're not paying interest on it.
I'm impressed. I look around here, and I do feel like this is a very good crowd. I don't know if they've got to the 1,500 that they thought they were going to have.
No.
But that tent's got 100, 150 people under it, and we're easily looking at 200 to 250 sitting over here. So would you say 400 to 500 would catch the crowd?
I'd go 750.
Okay.
That's probably between all the day.
All the people that are walking
I'm
around.
saying for the whole day.
Yeah.
I'm a little lighter than that. I still think we're in that 600 mark.
Yeah. Still a good crowd. I can't believe how many of the bids are coming from the people that are standing right here. So we do get to see a lot of that. They are selling this 81 or 8310R.
8310. Yep.
As this is
135, not going to be 40.
Put together.
2012. How many hours are on this thing?
Oh,
5,800. She's been.
That's good. That's still plenty of life left in that tractor.
Yeah.
I used to think 10,000 was the rebuild mark, isn't it?
Probably, yeah. There's a lot of life left.
I mean, so you're half. I mean, like all the ones that everybody that I see at auction with, even the older tractors, 4430s or 4440s, they rebuilt it like 9,000 hours, 9, 10, somewhere in there.
And a lot of them go way further. It's just a matter of what it's been doing all its life, and sometimes you have bad luck, sometimes you have good luck. I thought those 9520s over here, I wasn't in here when those sold. I thought those were a decent deal at like 175 a piece. Bareback. So no real bells and whistles thing, but pretty good horsepower there.
We were having a conversation about things sit and what they have for potential value going forward. Obviously, we talked about the report that came out today, a little bit of a surprise on the corn side and bean side in opposite directions, pushing that corn price a little bit lower. It'll be interesting. We get to go back and do an interview after this. It'll come out right away Monday to talk about this report and where we feel guys are sold currently.
So then after that, we got to go load hogs.
I get to go move furniture.
Oh.
So would you rather do that or load hogs?
I'd rather go load furniture.
So I'm looking at these Pro Tails as we drive around here, and one of them has all new discs.
That's a value.
Or maybe it's just never been used.
It might just be brand new. Even the rollers on the back look brand new.
It would be new, old stock. Is that how they state that?
Holdover.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it's touched the dirt, boys.
So I'm sure they're going to sell them choice.
The others just look like they've tickled the dirt.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will sell them choice, and I'm sure that that's going to be the first choice.
But we got to sell some more heads between these combines and them.
Yeah. What does Tractor Zoom have for data on heads? They got that in their inventory as well.
Definitely.
These are RD40Fs.
Are you on the paid version? Or the Pro.
Yep. No,
we don't do anything here that isn't Pro. Well, you guys help make sure that we don't.
Tanner tried to when we did the charity auction.
I just want to know.
It's amazing how well the software works.
But here's my question though, Dave. Right? So why is there only one viewer on Instagram and one viewer on Facebook?
I don't know.
The one viewer on Facebook is me.
Yep, my wife was on there a little bit, but I'm guessing we're still live. Facebook just doesn't push it out there nearly.
Twitter is our. It hangs out there right at the top. Tells you that we're live. So anytime you open your app, and get things pulled up, we appreciate everybody listening.
70 of these heads that sold. That RD40F, you're looking at $80,000 as an average. Now we're spread across 40 foot.
These are all 40 footers right in front. So you could get it bought.
Not a
for
lot of
less.
differences there. So this one's in Ohio, sold at 68, but the ones North Dakota,
There's a 64 on there.
yeah, North Dakota, Minnesota, 90,000, and we got a 60,000. So just condition, quality, kind.
So if you can get it bought for less than 80 grand, it's a good deal.
There you go.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see what they go for.
Got to sell my 35-foot that has like 1,400 acres on it. GTS. It's a good head.
No free ads.
It is when I want to sell something.
It's going to be about the right time length here. We're going to be broadcasting for about 3 hours, a little over 3 hours. We'll have just enough swaths.
Should we get
when we get out of this?
Eric in here to like cap it off?
Sure. Why don't you give him a message, have him pop up in here? We got
Too bad we didn't get TikTok. Next time we'll have to try for TikTok as well.
Yeah, TikTok kind of didn't want to play nice.
No.
I mean, we did try.
Yeah, it just takes longer.
There's several forms of different companies you have to go through and services, and there's a waiting period and all that kind of stuff. It just
I would just have him stop right about here so he doesn't get down the line. So if we kind of preview what's coming up on the rest of the sale. So right now they are get clicked out of this.
They're on that 7R 290 with that loader.
Yep.
That big old loader over there, and it's sitting about 188,000.
Then they're running into those two 680s. Then they're going to run into those 40-foot RD40F Draper heads. We talked about these three 2022 Degelman Pro Till speed discs. That one looks like it's never touched the dirt. And then we round out a bunch. Oh, am I looking at this?
I need this combine.
the combine you need is down further.
Is it?
But you're right. We do look into a bunch of
One of those two over
670s.
there.
We got 670, a bunch of 670 side hill combines, followed by some more heads, a chisel. Isn't a 2230 FH? Isn't that a chisel?
Looks
Or
like
is that
field
a
elevator.
Okay.
That small
Field
one,
Harrow? Field.
Yeah.
that one that isn't used is a Pro Till 26, so probably 26 foot. The Pro Till
So-
30s.
26. It takes a lot of power to pull these things.
Oh
I
man,
think
look
like
at the amount of
15
metal.
horse
Yeah.
a foot, something like that.
We got a 40 use, and it takes all of the chipped up, Steinbauer chipped up 735 horse that we got.
Was that how I outdid you? We got a 40 footer. You guys are only talking 30 foot. Yeah. Mine's bigger.
And the sale ends with the big service trucks, Peterbilt and the Kenworth, as well as the 6155 M's. So some really good stuff there.
Those
There's
6155s are basically new. Those are some. Everyone can use that size of tractor. You could, hey guys, your livestock guys, your row crop, moving snow, running augers, mowing ditch. They are just an all-around good horsepower. Run a small planter. Heck, not even that small. I mean, really, you could probably run a 12-row planter, no problem.
Well, yeah.
16-row planter.
Dave's
probably.
running a 12 row with less than
With
that.
100, because he's got that Steinbauer.
Oh my. Uh-huh. Oh, pending 97,000 for that combine. Under 100,000 on that, boys.
Wow, we thought that was
1627 separator, yeah, 2016.
Let's see what these. Remember, we're about 80,000 on those heads. They're going to get to those heads next here in a second. They got one more
I wonder
combine
what
to
kind
sell.
of data we're going to have off this platform when we get wrapped up here. We will have total audience, how many people rolled in and rolled out.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate them all hanging in here and letting us know. Again, you can reach out to us, farmforprofitllc@gmail.com, 515-207-9640. If you liked this or if there's anything you'd like to see. I think if I mentioned it'd be nice to have a mic in the crowd or somebody like a man on the streets, but it was nice having Andy in here, maybe another interview or two, a couple more non-host guests as you put a sale like this.
Well,
together.
and to bear, we had a couple lined up. When we got here, Auction Topper didn't have power. Had to get Starlink set up. Well, you need power for that. So just a little bit of technical difficulties, which first time with anything, especially on on site. That's going to happen. So
far, I'm calling today a victory.
that's
Paul-
definitely a victory.
Paul Reynolds just said, "We are here."
Oh, watching from here,
He's on YouTube.
or
That's where,
or are you here on site?
Or are you here on site?
Tanner might have
come up, koozie.
a koozie for you.
Yeah.
Air freshener. That's what we should have put in here. So I don't have to
Yeah.
smell your sweaty butt.
Yep.
Throw an air freshener in.
We need like kicking suits like ESPN too, though.
Not in the weather like this. I'd have,
No. Well,
I'd have to cut the sleeves
I
off.
tell you what. After this, I think we need to build out what we need,
Yeah.
and maybe it's like a flatbed, longer, this but bigger, or maybe it's just a pull type trailer.
Yeah.
Like an ice house
It's pretty fun.
with an air conditioner.
What'd you ever do with that trailer that was for display of them old hit
Sold
and miss
it.
engines?
It would have been a good one. I do
Wow.
like how auction toppers sit up a little higher, though.
We're on to the 40-foot heads. Two current bids already at 50,000.
And I'm just a guessing they all come with the head trailer under. No.
No,
Well, now in the picture it shows a head trailer. I wonder if
they are going to sell the head trailer separate.
Separate.
They're at the end of the auction too.
Okay.
And those headhunter trailers are good. There's a lot of them up in Story City, Iowa, at the old mall. Seen that?
I have seen that.
Yeah.
Well, how many employees? Maybe all these AgriVision hats are customers as well.
Yep.
But I feel like there are an absolute ton.
$65. It's just crazy because 2022, that sounds like a 1-year-old head to me.
It's technically 3 model years old.
Yeah.
Oh, 85,000. We're right there.
Wow.
Auction average is 80. So
Wow.
80,
Auctions
85.
are working. Dave
Seven
gets
help
a
you?
little tingle
Oh,
when
man.
auctions work.
92.5. Look at that. Dealer listing average is an 11.
Can you sort for year?
I can. What year are you looking for?
2022. Go to 2024. 90,000.
Give it a second to refresh.
Enhance.
What did you message Eric?
I did. Has not got back to me yet.
So the 2022, that's 40 of the results
He's
out of the
standing
70.
right there.
40 out of the 70, guys, and that's still 81,000. So of all the new ones, 40-foot 2022, so they're setting good prices today at auction.
I mean, I look at this sale today, and I don't feel like I've been overly surprised with high values. And
But-
I also feel like everything stayed firm.
Everybody needs to realize, and they did a good job today because they called us an absolute auction. And as a buyer, people are always worried, wow, what's the reserve? That guy's got a number
Yep.
on it. It's
Yep.
not going to go for enough money, and then they're not going to sell it. I'm going to
Yep.
waste my time. So we love unreserved auctions as potential buyers and as auction companies, of course, because then we know there's it's going to sell. It's
Right.
there to sell. We're not wasting our time. And I think time is the most important asset we all have.
Time is the most important.
Yeah.
At least as soon as you value that, things change. And, things are selling because it's good stuff. Dave always said, what do you say? Good stuff sells good.
Yeah, good stuff
And
sells good.
it's-
Bad stuff sells
There's
bad.
nothing bad here. AgriVision equipment is just upstanding dealer. Everything I've seen from them online, every time I've went to go look at a piece of equipment, they're not my
Hey,
dealer that's in my
Don't let
backyard.
him turn down here.
Why not?
Well, we're 10 minutes from quitting, and the truck's over there.
Oh, I told Eric 145.
It's 135.
Why can't we just? Oh, you don't want him to
I don't
go.
think there's a way out.
He's gonna just
Maybe
back up.
text him and just tell him to pull like up to the Rice Ranger, right there.
You'll have to text him and tell him. I don't have his number.
Just tell him we'll sit there until the end.
I was going to kind of over there and view that Pro Till 26.
You can move the camera to it.
Turn the camera on.
424.
Remember, even though we disappeared, this auction continues over at agrivisionequipauction.com. So that way you can continue to hear the live cry and potentially get a buy of your own as far as things go here. We are excited and extremely appreciative that AgriVision has had us cruise on out here, about 2.5 hour drive for us out of Central Iowa, just away from Studio 205, which had its ribbon cutting. Corey used giant scissors yesterday to open the new recording studio that we have.
So we're we're about 3/4 of the way done with this auction.
Yep.
Time we're done here, we'll be well over that. 8 out of 159 lots.
That's pretty good. It's getting about warm enough in here as well for us to sit.
For show. I do have something we can improve on here. All these are different scenes that we can make. So rather than changing them every time, we just have them automatically flip. It'd be great.
So if you are a dealership that's watching this to see how this went, feel free to reach out. We'd love to help you out, make a little bit of entertainment. This format, I think, can be improved upon. I don't think today was a bad first run at it.
But I don't think anybody else has ever done it.
No. Consistently having over 400 eyes on this. It'll be interesting to find out what we could be doing different on these other platforms, Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. It is nice when you pull up Twitter. It is literally right at the top of the page. So that's quite handy.
You know, I think the reason that Twitter is doing so well is because they put it at the top, like you said. But Twitter, I feel like if you could do an ag, I mean, there's a lot of bull crap that you got to sift through. But if you want to find a new combine or talk to someone about this or that, that's where people go to get business done. And they're talking about markets all the time, and very analytical because you only have so many different words you can use or characters that you can use. You got to get it to the point. There's no fluff.
Yeah.
Well, I know others that have tried this, but maybe they didn't direct them towards the right place. But of course, today we allowed you to sit. And,
there's Cody. I didn't know Cody Vanderholm was here.
Oh, he is. Yeah. You can bid right there. You can click the link, click in the chat.
All right, moving into the next head. What did we see on that first head sale?
It doesn't say
go back.
that.
65,000. 85 and then 65 and then 90. So we went 90, 65, and 85.
Needless to say, I am going home empty-handed today.
75,000. There's one more to sell.
One more to sell. We're at 60.
Eric will be here at 1:45. And then
61.
put it to bed.
Now got to be 2, down 3, down 4. Give 5. Got to be to make it here.
I'll let you guys wrap up with him.
I was going to say I could pop out too.
Turn off my seat and we'll get things ready. What are you smiling about?
Oh, things that can't go on the air.
Full send. What is that TikTok account? Full Send Farmer. Is he sitting over there in front of one of them Pro Tills? Maybe a little ways
you send
away.
that my way?
Probably.
A little ways away from where.
No, I don't think
he
I
would
did.
call home base. Been a shuttle bus around here, so they do have a little bit of.
How'd the sprayers sell? I didn't get to hear that either.
Oh, they were good.
They were good.
Yeah,
they were good. They shot right up to 180,000.
And then that 4940, which is 11 years old, was a potential buy, but I think it was for 62,000, 60, 65,000.
Got it.
Now here's the first Degelman.
All right, here we go. Here's some of the off-brand stuff.
Already at 70,000 is the current bid. Current bid says 100,000 here.
Wow.
So this will be interesting because you're right. That's a Pro Till 26.
If Pro Till 30, they'll just sell choice, but
right. But the 26 has never touched the dirt.
Correct. So will they buy the
30,
little one that's never been used, or the big one that's?
You want to turn your outside? I guess you don't have the video up for the outside camera.
I can.
No, but that's be just fine. This truck's going to park in the way anyway, so
that's all right.
One 30-footer, two 26-footers. The 26-footer has not touched the dirt. You can tell it has not even run in the field.
It's funny, they're offering choice, but then the pre-bidding was all for separate.
Yep, they just start with the highest of all of them. Yep. Asking 125, so 25,000 a click.
already at 100,000.
That's, I mean, they're just a little north of that new. I guess I haven't priced a new one for a while, but it is new. So makes sense, right?
I'd be curious how many are end users and how many guys are just moving equipment. So every time I do an equipment auction, there's sure a lot of people that just buy to sell and take it back to their area, and they know somebody and flip it versus the end user on these. I bet a lot of these are end users.
Okay.
Y'all through, all done? Whoop on here to 110, 510.
Still selling the first one, right?
Yep. Take your choice.
Sold 105.
They'll say pending. They got to pick which one they want.
Tanner wants to go. Oh, go, go. This one?
Hi, everybody.
Hello. This one here. All right. Welcome, Eric.
Hey, thanks, everybody.
Say it McGreedy, right?
McCready.
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 Yeah.
I have people in my own family that say it different.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So Eric is probably one of the most famous TikTok salesmen of all time.
Yeah.
Right? Is that right?
No way.
Is that correct?
No.
No.
No,
No?
I tell my wife that, though.
Yeah.
She doesn't have TikTok, though.
Right. Right.
What made you start on TikTok?
Well, so one of my things we started up here is doing outside sales, trying to reach retail buyers outside of our area.
Yeah.
So I was trying to, how do you reach people differently? And
Yeah.
That's what I was try different things. So
Boy,
very
that
good.
Pro Till just sold for more than the first one.
I know, you always buy the first one.
Boy, stuff's, how do you feel this has been gone
It's-
today?
I mean, some things have been way better than expected.
Yep.
Some things awfully soft, just like the market.
Yeah.
But
There's been a couple
That's-
buys, but I don't know that there's been a ton of steals.
I've been
Yeah.
looking up auction averages of what I've been seeing out there, and we haven't been far. Some of them, even some of these heads, auction average 81. You guys are getting 90. I mean,
Yeah.
so some of this
Yeah.
stuff is selling better than what we normally see in the market.
I think the in-person really helped, the online and in-person. So
Yeah.
our pre-bidding was amazing going up to
Yep.
this.
Yeah, I thought that too. I had pre-bid on a couple things, and every time I did, someone outbid me. Oh,
Yeah.
gosh dang it, guys are on top of this.
Yeah. No, it's been good.
So
Well,
yeah,
very
no,
good.
it's been. Thanks for having us out to this. It's been really fun.
Yeah.
The first run. I mean, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. I would have liked to got a couple interviews, before everything got busy this morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that.
But no, that's not your fault. It's no one's
Oh,
fault.
you-
We're a brand new auction topper.
Yeah.
So they had never used it. They didn't know what power and all that had
Right.
to deal with. So I think we've done pretty good. Dave brought his Starlink. Really glad we did that because we don't have great cell service here.
No,
Yeah. Tanner's just telling me the engagement on Twitter has been really well.
about
we're-
436 people
436
watching right
wow.
now.
right now.
Hey, everybody on Twitter.
So there's
Oh,
the camera
Yeah.
there. Yep. So yeah, Twitter's been our best,
Yep.
and
And
it's crazy. We tried to
know-
go live on TikTok.
Yeah.
They make you go to these other different platforms, and then they have to wait 48 hours to get approved and all that. It just wasn't going to be a thing for this auction, but eventually I think we'll be able to get it.
Sure.
And I know a lot of people are just clicking the link in the chat, but it also gives little analytics that we know we sent 11 people to the website. So
Oh, cool.
11
Just
click
from today.
just
yeah.
from the QR code. That
Just from the
clicked,
QR code. Not,
yeah,
we've mentioned.
just from that QR code. But
And-
even in the chat, we'll get more analytics for you. But this has been fun. It's awful cool to be a fellow auctioneer and be the back end game day. Because I know what it's like sitting in the other,
Yeah.
where it's information overload. There's 5 people in that top. You're taking bids here, there. You want to make sure everything's right, clean, lined up, because it represents your company. And I think
Yep.
you guys have done a fantastic job. Everything is lined up perfect, washed up perfect. And I don't know, Corey, if you saw it, but get over there to those tractors on the door. They had everything perfect. There was a full sheet with basically specs. So
Yep.
I know a lot of the buyers like yourself want to go out and they want to see that. I know everyone in my auctions, if I could give here's the oil changes, here's this, every guy wants to pull the dipstick. They want to see the hours written on this stuff. I mean, it makes a difference if we know it's coming from a reputable source, and AgriVision definitely is that.
Yep.
Awesome.
We didn't get an interview. We were going to interview Daryl
Pancratz.
Daryl, we were going to on the board of AgriVision. So, but maybe you could fill in a little bit for him. Just give a plug for AgriVision. What a little bit of the history, how long you've been there, that kind of stuff.
Sure. So AgriVision formed in 2014, but if you go back even further, I guess I don't know if you guys knew this. My family's been in the business since 1899.
Wow, no,
so
I did not know that.
I'm the 5th generation, and we're actually having our 125th anniversary in August.
Wow.
In Macedonia. So my family owned the dealership in Macedonia, and then we also have some partner stores in Kansas called Prairie Land Partners. So we're all the same ownership. So all of our owners through AgriVision and Prairie Land Partners are all former single store, small dealers that have just come together. So we're not a big corporation. We're just family owned.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool. It's kind of you don't see that probably as much, and as these corporations have grown.
Right.
So
you've kind of moved in the way that Deere wants you to move, but yet somehow kept it in the family.
Yep, exactly.
What's your thoughts on this? I'm always, I just told these guys, I said, it's always refreshing. We have an absolute auction. No reason. That's difficult because you guys don't know what it's going to bring, and you have margins, and you have budgets, you have bosses as well.
Yeah.
That we're all trying to make a buck on this stuff. It's so hard for me to emulate that to potential sellers that, hey, trust the auction process. You guys did that today. I've seen some really good prices coming out of here. Some so a little lighter, like you were thinking, but overall, your gut feeling, we 3/4 way through the auction here.
Yeah, 3/4 way through, and we're through the big stuff and feeling, as good as we can feel, I think, at this point.
Very good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just for listeners, is there a reason why have an auction? I mean, Corey, we're talking about this on the way over. We all work on margins, and we work on bank financing and whatnot. Is this just to liquidate the sheep? Do you think there's a little downturn coming?
Yeah. So I think I don't know if we're at the peak of the down. I think it's with this, things are still going to soften up going forward. There's still auctions, there's stuff coming on. There's some people that have not reacted at all to the market. So traditionally, we try to react to the market by just lowering prices, and we've been lowering price less than we have in them, and we're just moving fast enough. So we just thought we need to move about $20 million quickly. Set us up so we can get going into these EOPs and stuff, planter EOP, sprayer EOP, then soon to be combine EOP. We need to be feeling better about things. So we went ahead and made the decision to just move forward with an auction.
Do you think new equipment will soften too on price? Or have you seen that?
Well, Deere traditionally does discount their new, to kind of protect the used market. But I don't know.
But the used market got so hot there, 2020 on here. You couldn't find things. People were paying premiums for stuff. So we're just coming down off that, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you guys strategically plan since the market report was coming out today? I mean, was that in your thought process?
I don't think so.
Accidental.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have announced it probably if corn was up like $1, but since it was down, they're just nope, we're selling equipment here. Don't look at your phone.
Yeah. I was just waiting for everybody to start looking at their phones. And,
all of a sudden the values just go way down.
Where'd everybody go?
I think we're at what are we at? Because corn was down pretty good. 10 to 16, and beans are about even. Beans were up, but they've been pretty volatile. So, and they're going to be closing here soon anyway.
How many staff members does it take to put something like this on? I mean, you're one of many.
One of many. So we probably have 100 of our own people here, I would guess today. But Al Hughes and Jake Rice, they brought a lot of their own people as well.
A lot of their own people. I've seen a lot of the green shirts. So
they've been here every day for the last month, and it's been They've worked pretty hard.
Yeah, you guys, they have taken care of us. You guys have taken care of us. We needed water. We got water. They brought us lunch.
Yeah, pork sandwich.
We got a driver driving us around. That's all he's done. Thank you to you guys and everyone who's helped us out with this. It's been amazing. I hope you do more stuff. This is fun. It was pretty good for how late we came into the game.
Yeah.
I think we got some cool ideas if we have a little more planning next time.
I wish some of that dual feed would have worked out.
Well, even just like you're watching on the screen here, I mean, it was
show them some of the stuff we can do.
It was really cool. So, of course, we can brand a logo. We're telling everybody where it's at. we've been putting some QR codes up here and letting people in the corner.
We can
see
bring the auction feed over. When the auction they had a live feed. It looks like they took that down because bandwidth for them.
Okay.
But we could bring that over and have the out of their thing in here. And
so we've got
awesome.
a lot of capabilities here. But this is what I sure liked, was being able to bring picture in picture side by side with the auction, and of course direct people right to your auction. If we were on the same page, it would be that much better that everybody could see. But this allows us to really pull it up side by side about the equipment as it's going, and interview each other about what we think on it. So
yeah, nice work. I wish I was smarter.
Well, Dave is the techie one, and so him and I went in Tuesday night into the studio and spent probably a little over 3 hours figuring this out. And the first hour was pretty frustrating. And
of all places, we want to be as TikTok. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter right now, but TikTok has some, a little different ownership there. So they don't like to play nearly as well as everyone else. So we're working on that. We'll get that one added for next time and have 5 platforms. So.
Awesome.
So do you think that this will be your only big inventory reduction sale this year, or are there more coming up?
I think anything if we do, it'll be on a small scale and probably online only maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll kind of see how it goes.
And that's what we were talking when we were testing this. Is like, heck, we could be in the studio doing this, watching, right? Like there, and then we have none of the outside things, or is Starlink going to work that day? Is it going to be cold or hot or, rain and all that kind of stuff? We could actually be doing that. So I hope we can work together more in the future. I think it'd be cool. I
think it's a hell of an opportunity for you guys.
Yeah. Well, and of course, if nothing else, gets your name out there. 439 people still watching right now. So
that's just live right now. It'll be interesting to see how many people have rolled throughout the day. We've all been getting text messages, and I had people calling, "Hey, go look at this piece. Hey, go look at that piece." I literally had to get out and go look at a Kinsey planter and get out and go look at a combine and a bean head and a sprayer. And I'm just like, all right, guys, I got to do this.
Yeah. I know some of them hopped off, because even a guy he was looking at one of the heads that you had, and he's like, "Hey, I got to hop off your guys' feet. I'm going over to the auction site. My head's coming up." So I think they bounce back and forth pretty seamless on that, as long as we give them a place to go with a QR code or a link. So.
And then interesting thing, I don't know, Carson, 6th Gen Farmers here. He's a big YouTube farmer that we interviewed a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
They bought one of the planters.
Oh, cool.
And he was talking to his insurance agent, and his insurance agent goes, "Hey, that river is higher than it was in 2019.
Yeah.
But it's got a new levy." He's like, "Your piece of equipment is not insured." And so he's looking at getting that off-site. Like, he's hoping to get it off-site today. He's from South Dakota. So
the water is supposed to start receding pretty fast.
Right.
But we should be good.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, he was worried about that, though. So
if I had the horse, I'd buy that Pro Till. He says, Iowa Farmer Blake from TikTok.
Hey, Blake.
He's on there right now just commenting, and he was
hey, Blake.
saying he'd like to buy that.
Yeah. Yeah, those Degmans
needs more horsepower. I bet we got the horsepower here. We could have sold it. It's only money.
I thought those 9520s might have been the buy of the day. Take both of them for 175.
Yeah.
I even was like, oh, I should be bidding on one of those. I got an old 9520, and that would have been pretty good. But, so
we even had somebody that said they might have sold that planter. There's one planter on here from a gentleman that was watching and commenting as well.
Oh, yeah. He's like, that's my planter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
He sure did.
Yep.
It's like, there it is. I wonder what it brings.
Yep. So, someone looking for your OnlyFans link, Dave.
Oh, man.
What the heck?
Dave's OnlyFans link.
Oh, well, nice. Again, thank you for having us. I think this was a tremendous success for you guys. I'm glad to see it. I would have felt bad if we would have came and things were, hurting pretty bad. But I think you did good. I'm interested to hear how it goes at the end.
I'll give you guys a report.
And we'll give you a report as well. So
cool.
I think we're going to end up signing off. We've been on the air for well over 3 hours now, and we're going to pack everything up and unfortunately get back on the road to get back and talk grain markets. But this has been fun. Thank you for doing this.
Yep. Thank you guys. Appreciate you coming.
Yep. So
it worked out good.
Well, with that, guys, thanks everyone online. This has been fun. Send us your feedback. 515-207-9640, Farm for Profit LLC at gmail.com. You can send us your comments. You can comment on any of our socials.
If you're not already following, make sure to click like, subscribe on any platform that's out there. We're everywhere. And if you haven't listened to any of the podcasts, just go download one, put her on 1.5 speed, and check it out for a little bit.
So, all right. We'll see you guys later.
We're going to sign off.
Nice job, guys.
That was
awesome.
fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.